I got caught in the rain today, so please excuse the wild hair. This video is about my mother meeting her niece Lorraine for the first time. We did not know about Lorraine's existence until recently. She is a daughter of my mother's brother, Pete, and Pam came along with her. Pam is the daughter of my mother's brother, Johnny. And they will be cousins to myself and my siblings. My sister, Linda, is in the video as well. Of course, Mom is the oldest one, and Lorraine has shorter hair, kind of a white hair. Pam has long dark hair. My sister has shorter dark hair, and of course, there's myself. So, yeah, feel free to skip this video if you like, because it's really just about family, but it's pretty cool to meet somebody that you never knew existed. What wonderful people, what wonderful person she is, what wonderful people her and Pam are. It was delightful to meet them, and I hope to see them again soon. Okay, see you in a bit.
Come in.
Hi. Well, hello, little lady.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
So good to see
Oh.
you. Hi. You look good.
I thought maybe Kathy would come with you.
No.
And this is
This is Lorraine. This is Uncle Pete's daughter.
Hi, your brother's daughter. Oh.
You want to come out here?
Yeah, we're gonna go in the other room.
Wow, this is nice. You have lots of room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where do you live, Cindy?
I live in Texas.
Oh my, you're a long way from home.
But the weather's better up here right now.
Sit down.
Oh. So how have you been?
Oh, so.
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 Staying out of trouble?
Where would I get into trouble? I stay in the house 24/7.
How's Aunt Patty?
She's good. I talk to her all the time.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
She's raising whose baby is she raising?
She's
Dawn's
raising a
daughter?
great grandson.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that Dawn's daughter?
It's
Yeah.
Dawn's grandchild she's raising.
Yeah, it's Dawn's
Oh,
grandchild.
so
It's her son's kid. I think it's Dawn's son's kid.
Oh, okay.
I thought she had a granddaughter named Dawn.
Well,
She does. No, Dawn,
Is her
Aunt
daughter.
Patty's daughter.
Oh,
Yeah, so she's probably
And
in
she's
her
raising
40s.
her, Aunt Patty's raising her grandson.
Oh.
And Dawn has the granddaughter.
and this kid keeps having kids, and then the family gets in and raises them.
Yeah,
It's crazy the way that happens.
Oh,
family
Boy.
tradition, right?
they can have it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they can
Lorraine
have it.
knows she does that a lot too.
Yeah, we have a granddaughter living with us now that has a baby. She's about, what, month and a half?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
They always come back.
Well, mine come back, but they come back by themselves.
They don't bring you any little treats.
No,
no.
none of mine have any little kids anymore.
Not
anyways.
anymore. Well,
They're all old people.
Brett has the youngest ones. Brett's
Yeah, but then he's
Tommy's
not my child.
son. No. Well,
He's
Brett is your
He's my
child.
grandson.
Brett's got her son.
No, Brett's your grandson. So that's Tommy's son. Has a little boy that's 4, and that's the youngest now.
So I am her niece.
Mhm.
My daughter is her great niece. Her daughter is her great
Great.
niece.
So,
Now she has 3 greats.
So
Violet.
Violet would be great niece.
Yeah.
there
for
you
you.
go. Wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of greats.
It's tough to get great.
We usually have Christmas and Thanksgiving down here in our community building. We have 30-some people in there, just for my family.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think last year, was it last year or the year before last, was the last time we did it.
Yeah.
Because it kind of all fell on me. And
Yeah, that's usually
I
happens.
just, yeah. So I just said, I'm done. Too much for me.
Can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Let the
Yeah.
younger ones take over.
And yeah, nobody
No,
wanted.
they don't
They're
want
not
to do that.
motivated enough.
No, they're not. No. No.
So how about Aunt Mary? How's she?
She passed away.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How long ago?
Made some different mix.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
So
Um,
good.
Was that in the fall?
What happened? Was she sick?
Oh, she was a hypochondriac.
Well, I know
She
that.
had Alzheimer's. She had Alzheimer's and it finally took her down, I think.
She
Ah.
just, Patty, or Mary expected everybody to do it to her.
Yeah. I got that last time I saw her.
Yeah. And, so.
It was always woe is me.
Yeah.
What about me? What
Her
about me?
daughter Deb is the one that really took care of her.
What about little Mary?
I don't know her kids at
Oh, really? Yeah, I remember Mary and Tony.
because see, I moved away
Mm-hmm.
before she had her kids.
Oh,
What one, Linda?
Wait, not right
you
now.
got out of
I
Dodge.
will.
Yeah.
So we had like it was Tony that wanted us to have a reunion.
Who?
Remember Tony wanted us to have a reunion because he was selling something.
Yeah.
That was many years ago.
It was
Many
months.
years ago.
He
And,
was cute.
but
He was
I don't remember what he was selling. None of us bought any of it, whatever it was. But we rented the little park in Knox, which is about 3 miles away. Florence was there, Patty,
Oh my
Uncle
gosh, that had to
Johnny
be a
and
long
her.
time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Florence, Patty, Johnny, near, and me.
So what order, who's the oldest, Aunt Florence?
Yeah, she was, no,
Uncle Pete?
Pete.
Oh, I didn't
My
think
dad.
he was the oldest.
Uh-huh.
My dad.
Yeah, he was the oldest, and Florence was 2 years younger than him,
Oh,
and then I was 2 years younger than Florence.
I didn't know Grandma was that good. Keeping space down.
Would y'all like something to drink?
I'll have water. Do you have water?
Water?
Did you ever know your dad at all? Anything about
He left
him?
when I was 5, and of course, there should be 2 sides to every story. Well, there was like 4 to this one, because I mean, like you didn't know. I mean, he was with my aunt.
Yeah,
He was with my mother's sister.
yeah.
Okay.
She left the year after he did to be with him, but I had never heard from him that I knew of. Of course, my grandma and my mom, they wouldn't have let it happen anyway.
Uh-huh.
But
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I do remember getting a call, and I think it was from Joan, my mother's sister, saying that he wanted me. He wanted me, but my grandmother said over my dead body, she wouldn't let it happen.
Well, I don't blame her.
So then when he passed away, Joan came back. 'Cause Grandma, I don't think Grandma would have had anything to do with her anyway, but she was still with him, So she came back, and I asked her one time. I said, "Did he ever talk about me?" And she said, "All the time."
Aw.
Aw.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a shame.
These men don't know what they miss.
No, I said I think it runs in the family.
Yeah.
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 Over and active. Except I don't remember Uncle Willie doing that.
Well, I'm sure Uncle Willie had enough children out there too. Who knows? But
I only know when he was married to the one girl and they tried to have a baby.
I didn't know he was ever married.
Yeah. Yeah, he lived by us and he was married and they tried for years to have a baby and they could never have one.
Oh.
and
Because he lived with us.
we remember Pam because at one time Mom left Dad and we all went up to Erie, and I think the oldest two were already moved out. Barb and Bev were already moved out, so it was just the 6 of us with the 6 of them. But it had to be shortly after that. Then he left too, Johnny, because I was 6. I was 6 when we went up there. So how?
I was 9 when he left.
And
I'm 6.
so Peter's my age. So how old would Edward have been?
Edward was just a year.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he was a year old.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I didn't know that he lived as close as he did. My dad.
I
Oh,
didn't
wow.
either. See,
Yeah, I didn't know that until I want to tell you. Okay, I had said that after we had the first baby that I wanted to find him. I wanted to go see him. Well, he died before that. But I was looking at. I don't have the original death certificate, but I have a copy that I wrote out. You know, that Joanne gave. And when I saw where it said he lived, so I Googled it. You know, and it was only like 4 hours away from Erie,
Yeah.
where he's buried. Yeah,
Is he in Lewisburg? Is that where he's buried?
I think so. Yeah.
And that's where Aunt Florence
Yeah.
raised her kids in
Yeah.
Lewisburg.
It was
Yeah, but I remember visiting Uncle Pete in Trenton, New Jersey.
Yeah, see,
I don't
see,
ever remember
he
Now,
that.
moved
my
in
mother-
with her. When he came back from New Jersey, he moved in with Florence.
Oh.
Because my mother and him and I lived in New Jersey. I must have been about 3 years old. You know, I
Okay.
remember that.
I just remember Grandma Mazika's coming from New Jersey, and we were terrified of her because the story
They
was
were.
I
the
was never
story
afraid.
was that she was a gypsy. They were gypsies, and of course you're raised those stereotypical gypsies as they kidnap children. So we were always afraid Grandma was going to take us away.
I was never afraid
So-
of that. I was just afraid because she'd bring our
Because she was
our
mean.
cousins along and be mean to them.
Oh,
Because she was mean, Cindy.
she was mean.
She was mean to those kids.
Yeah.
We weren't used to it.
So did any of you know Joan then? My mother's sister that he was with, that my dad was with?
I don't think none of my kids knew her. No.
No.
Did
Did
you
know
know
her though? Did you meet her? Did you know
I
her?
think I met her once,
Yeah.
but I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was against that.
You
know,
weren't
Yeah.
impressed?
But that's just the way I am.
Yeah. Like
I
I
was
said, my
married
mother
for-
caught them kissing on the.
Yeah, I was married for
uh,
34 and a half years, and my husband passed away.
Yeah.
So I've been a widow ever since. I didn't want another man.
No, I wouldn't.
What do I want another man for?
No,
Well, the
and this
Mazika's
one's
women
gone,
are
that's it.
smarter than the men.
Yeah, I always say when this one's gone, I'm done. I mean, he's a good guy. He does all the cooking, all the cleaning. Like I come home from a day of teaching and I eat and I go to my chair and watch TV or do whatever I do. You know,
Well, that's what it
so
should be.
it's like the Barbie. Oh, I went to see the Barbie movie.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I went on Monday with a friend of mine. And all the Kens in Barbie Land are just Kens. They're just there for the Barbies. Like, they don't have jobs.
Oh.
They don't do anything. They're just there.
So what was Uncle Pete like when he was young? Was he a brat?
He thought he was everything. He'd get dressed to go somewhere. Hey, I'm handsome. Don't I look good?
He did. He thought he looked like Tony Curtis.
Yes.
I remember that. I remember my mom
Yes.
saying he used to look in the mirror and say he looked like Tony Curtis.
Yeah.
How funny.
Yeah.
Yep, he did.
We had some handsome men in the family.
Yeah.
Even on the Greenewalt side, if you look at Florence's husband, old pictures of him, he looked just like Elvis.
I remember going to Aunt Florence's house. And I remember Junior always fixing my hair.
Yeah.
And Junior was all very good looking
Florence
too.
was
Yeah.
mean, though.
She was mean.
Yeah.
Who?
But if you didn't, Aunt Florence, but if you didn't see her
Who
all the
was
time.
out there?
Nobody.
That was just a golf cart.
Oh,
Well, of course, going by, but yeah.
Yeah, she was always, even growing up, I mean, I couldn't get ahead of her at all.
She beat you up?
She was always mean. Foul mouth, oh, that girl could
Yeah.
swear like a sailor.
She did. She
And
did.
I remind you of her?
When I first saw you, your face, I was like, oh my gosh, I look so much like Aunt Florence.
Let's see.
I think it's your eyes. It's not your Aunt Florence.
Find pictures.
I didn't say your personality. Although she was always nice to me.
The first thing
She
I
was always
saw
nice
when you
to
came
me,
through the
too.
door was you look like a Mazikas.
Yeah.
That's, you know, when I worked I used to work down at the Barber Center, and I one time found a little picture of my dad and I showed it to one of the guys that I work with, and he, oh my God, he said, it's like looking at you, you know.
Yeah.
The picture, he says, you look just like your dad. I said, well, good, because I didn't want to look like my mom.
My
All I
Aunt
can remember about your mom was she wore a lot of pancake makeup.
Did you?
Yep, a lot of makeup, yeah.
She just had slammed that stuff on her face.
And it got worse.
And
It only got worse because she would dye her hair black.
oh,
Oh, so
And
it made her
then
hard looking.
She'd wear that, you know, I'm sorry. But I mean, you know, she'd wear that dark lipstick and then she'd have it on her teeth.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then when her hair got really thin, then she started wearing wigs. So she'd wear these big black wigs, you know.
Do you have pictures of her? Did you bring pictures?
I don't have very many of my
Okay.
mom. And just, I think what you sent her, right? I don't
and she
think,
never remarried.
So
My
that
mother?
was Mom's wedding.
no, because they never divorced.
See,
That's Florence.
somebody just said
No.
that to me the other day, and I
They
said,
never
I don't
divorced.
think they got divorced.
No, they never divorced, and
See, I
you know, that was a big thing when he
Yeah, I
passed
know.
away, because my mother should have got whatever,
Yeah.
if he had anything coming from the service or whatever, you know, she should have got it, but Joanne got it. And I kept telling my mother, you know, you need to go for that, you need to fight for that, but she was one of those that she wanted everybody to do everything for her. And, you know, if you didn't do it, it didn't get done.
Uh-huh.
Your dad's
And she was a hypochondriac.
Yeah. So this was Mom's wedding picture. And
Okay,
that's
that I
Aunt
have.
Florence
Okay,
and Florence's husband Fred, who
okay.
looks like Elvis.
And he always said, Florence's husband always said, I married the wrong one. Should have married
And
me
then this
instead of
is the
her.
last picture.
You know,
I have.
Junior was
Oh,
such a
yeah.
What a
sweetheart.
handsome
Who?
man.
Junior,
What a handsome
Aunt Florence's.
He's a
What
son.
was it that?
Yeah.
What was it that we had in here? That he was
I
But you know, Florence was
Yeah.
really mean to
He's the one
Joanne.
that kept the family
After
together.
Pete
If
passed
it
away.
wasn't for him,
Yeah.
I don't think we all
And she
would've-
was kicking her out of the house. Put all her stuff out in the yard.
to Joanne? To Joan? Yeah, I heard it's Joan, but my grandmother always called her Joanne.
Oh.
My mother's name is Mary Ann, but she always called her Marion. Well, why didn't you spell it that way?
No,
You know.
I used to
But-
go to Harrisburg and work with the state testing
Okay.
to
Because
develop
I had
that
asked
state
Joan,
test.
I said to her, I
And
said,
so
do you
he
have
would
any
come
pictures
visit.
of him?
And
It
we
just seemed
would
like
go
it was
to
so
his-
I have
sad.
any, if there was a
Yeah.
flood or something,
Yeah,
and it
because
all
we didn't
got,
have
Oh.
any.
all the pictures
But,
got ruined in the flood.
Amanda
That's a
says
shame.
how
Yeah.
he was very mean. before
Yeah, so I didn't have
We
any
never
pictures.
took a lot of pictures of when I was growing up.
Huh?
We never took a lot of pictures when I was growing up.
So this is
No.
my daughter Elizabeth, and
Yeah,
that's who
but I
she's
didn't-
with.
You know, like I said, I have the
I
pictures,
thought you got married to
you
someone
know,
else.
just before he left.
Yeah.
But, and then a year later, Joan went to be with
This guy, I mean, he's
See,
a
I got
nice guy
married
and very skilled,
when I was 17
but
and I left home.
my dad
she'll
did.
be 32
Oh.
this year,
Who-
and I'm thinking I need a
Who
baby.
you got
have
married
some
when he was
pictures?
17?
She doesn't
Me?
want
Okay.
to.
Didn't you have some
She
pictures?
won't have a baby
What's
unless
that
they're
for?
married.
Didn't you have
and
some
he
pictures
really
in here?
doesn't want to get married, so
I don't think so.
I think
Does
that's
she have any kids?
Looking,
No.
looking. I don't care.
And
Nothing important in
she
there.
said I don't have any children. I don't
And
know.
I had
Okay.
How old is she now?
She'll
first
be
kids were
32 in
twins.
September. I said,
So
"You
I
better
had a
hurry
set of
up."
twins.
These
And
are
I had
mine.
one every year after that. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
But I had 8 children
Now he had.
Lived in
he
Watlings
hooked up with
Corners
a girl. He's
ever
engaged
since
to
I
her
got
now.
married.
Yeah.
But she had 2 girls of her own,
So,
and now he has.
and I worked for
just in the last 4
this
years.
company
He and Elizabeth had
since they opened up in
He
'72,
had a little boy and 2 little girls.
and I
All
loved
bang,
it.
bang, bang.
What did you do? What was it?
I was a head cook.
Oh, why
Oh,
didn't they?
okay. See, that runs in the
She
family
just-
too, the
You do
cooking
have
thing,
some.
because all of
She
my
just-
sons love to cook.
She said
Do
she
they?
wants
Yeah,
more children,
it just seems to go
she
down
wanted to
the,
make
you
sure
know.
they had all their ducks in a
Yeah.
row, and I said, you know, I always told Elizabeth,
For you.
when babies come, God just provides. It'll be fine. Like, so I still contact him once in a while.
These are my babies.
I mean, you can look at
my
these.
goodness.
This one right here is my
They're
grandson.
So grown up. I think the last picture I
I
saw,
practically
you were
raised
just
him.
holding
Yeah.
one of them. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness,
now
they're adorable.
One is, that's the oldest, she's 4.
Oh, I saw that purse on Amazon.
She's the youngest, she's
Oh.
2. and
I got one for myself
they're
and one for my daughter. It was some
Uh-huh.
place
Oregon.
called White
It's just
White
a picture.
Horse, White, whatever.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, for Christmas. the
But
kids
hers
got
looks
me a
so much
photo shoot
smaller, and it's the
with
same
girls.
size.
Huh.
But I like
all I
it.
have is Brady.
Yeah,
You like
yeah, I
it?
liked it when I saw it.
We just went
Put it
to
in my
France
shopping
together.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
So in the beginning, when he was 16.
Wow.
Now that, I don't know if you know him or not,
No.
Every time
That
he would
was,
call me, he'd say, I need money, I need
Aunt
money.
Betty's
And then
grandchild.
the money was going for drugs. And he was in
If I
jail.
can find it.
And
I
She
so
gotta-
the
had
last
twins,
time he called me, I said,
boy
"Ma'am,
and a
I can't
girl,
give you any
Georgianne and Georgette.
He was
Mhm.
18, he came and lived with me.
I have a
for the summer.
grandson that looks just.
It didn't
Oh.
work
He's
out.
all grown up now, but
He,
if I can find his
because of his
picture.
skin. But
But
she's always busy.
my one
She's-
son
You know, I try to
lives in a
try
trailer
to
court.
make
And
arrangements
I
to meet
took
with her.
his
and
wife
she's
home
like,
one time, and
"I'm
this was
busy,
in
Mom,
winter. I
I'm
think
busy,
it was on
Mom."
Super Bowl Sunday.
But
And I was
and
coming
I
back,
worry that, like, Shane
and I went into a ditch,
not controls
and I
her,
didn't have a
but
phone.
Her friends are
And
best
I
friends.
swear to God,
Her
there were no
his
people
family's her
around,
family, like,
but this couple came up
so
to me
that's great.
and asked me if I needed help.
Oh,
And I saw no other cars or
But he
anything.
came
Yeah.
across
My
the
angels
wall.
were
We had
with
some
me,
flooding
and they
on
took me back to his house. So after that, I
Thursday.
swore
We
I
had
was
real
going to
bad
get one.
storms, and we had 5
then
inches
you
of
get
flooding
kinda
in our
hooked on 'em.
basement.
Yeah.
Insurance wouldn't cover it.
Mhm.
Don't you
He'll
think?
talk about
Mhm.
it.
What's that?
But my grandson,
I'll show you a picture.
Oh,
they resemble
my,
it.
yes.
I have a picture of Angel.
Oh,
She
be
just got a
darned.
job.
isn't that funny how you?
Yeah.
She just got a job with Carnegie
Certain
Mellon
characteristics.
University.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Assistant director of diversity and inclusion.
So then when was the last time that you ever saw my dad?
Her hair's
Wow.
Oh,
It
see,
is kind of curly, but it's thin.
I went to
remember
his
it was
funeral,
thin.
Okay.
So,
and my mother says,
Elizabeth,
you never came to see
She's
him.
married.
And I
she's
said,
married. So
I had all the
Chad
kids.
lives in Northeast.
I can't travel
And
like that.
was her
Right.
I
first-
said he could have come to see
So
me.
when we see
Right.
Braden,
And he never
we go
did.
up there to see him.
No, we never met him.
Angel doesn't
Yeah.
want
No.
to do it.
Didn't she?
Well, when I
And
saw
she
him in
talks
that
about
coffin, I
how
didn't even know
I
him.
suppressed
Did
her
he have
as a
white hair?
cat
He had
Oh.
and,
gray hair,
you know, and how her first
and
husband was
he's-
racist.
looked like he was only 4 feet tall.
And Braden,
He
when
was
I
short.
took Braden to France, we
Yep, didn't even look like him.
Yeah.
And he said, Grandma,
Hmm.
I don't
See,
think
I
she'll
thought
ever recognize
that
you as the mother because if she does,
He
she'll
passed
never
away
love
from
her
a heart problem,
because she says she's a first
a,
generation.
a regular
college
heart
student.
problem. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
yeah.
like some. But
Forget
then
that
I was
have
told
master's
later
degree,
when I showed
She,
people the death certificate and
claims
that,
but
I said,
she
no, he must have
was
had
never
pneumatic
raised
fever
to
No,
when
he
he was a
had,
baby.
have any experience with
No.
It
lesbian
affected his heart. That's what they said.
Which
No,
she
he
was about
had
12 when
a
I
cerebral
left her
hemorrhage.
father.
Okay.
That's what he died from, a cerebral hemorrhage.
Okay. But I mean, didn't he have a heart problem too?
Not that I know of.
No. Okay. He was what? 42.
So
43?
I don't know
Braden
how old
says
he
yeah,
was.
she
so,
blows her cover
thinking that
because
he
she's
had a heart
supposedly the
problem,
first Hispanic
I thought, oh, I don't want to die that young, you know. So I quit eating red meat. You know what I mean? I said, and I still haven't eaten it, even though they said it wasn't from something hereditary. I still haven't eaten it.
As long as you recognize that.
You get used to not having it, you know.
No,
Yeah,
there
they
was
took that
no
I took it
real
off the internet.
serious
Oh.
illnesses
'Cause I
in my
Googled her.
family.
Mhm.
But
My
yeah,
mother
you
had
can-
sugar.
If you Google her, she's got
But
3
she took the pill
videos where
for
she
it.
talks about
But she was also very heavy.
Yeah, she
Grandma
was real
Irene?
heavy, and
Yeah.
she lost a lot of
Yeah,
weight
she
when
was
got
4 foot
older.
something and just.
Yeah, we have the same shape.
And my dad was an alcoholic.
Oh no, she
And
was
he
so
had
round.
Cirrhosis of the liver.
I wish I had pictures of her.
I have a
They're
couple.
in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in
They're all
Texas. I wish I had
But
them
other
here.
than that,
Oh, they're all in Texas, so.
and Willie died in that house fire.
Who?
My brother Willie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he burned up in that house fire.
He was smoking and
It always seemed like he was gonna die in a fire.
Yeah.
Really?
It always seemed like he was gonna die in a fire.
Yeah.
Because when he lived with us, he started our couch on fire. He fell asleep with a cigarette.
See, I wouldn't let him live with me.
We let him. He lived with us.
No.
Actually, after my dad left, after they split up, he would come back and visit us, hang out with us kids.
Well, he was so,
He was fun. He was
He
a
was
lot,
a lot of
fun.
fun.
he
Yeah.
stole the lot.
I didn't know that about him.
Yeah, he was a big thief. He'd
Oh.
sell anything to get alcohol.
Oh yeah, he had that pudgy little belly too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From drinking.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I was telling Pam, my daughter's son just totaled her car drinking and driving.
Oh.
Drinking and driving. Both sides of the family, there's the alcoholic, and I always told my boys, my daughter wasn't, she didn't drink, but my boy, it runs in the family.
Yeah.
Watch.
Yeah.
They all drink.
But I always warned them.
Yeah.
Don't even start. Don't even start. I never drank.
Yeah.
I
I've
never
had
drank either.
alcohol
Yeah.
because
So
I
when you
was
tell
always
them,
afraid.
Oh, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm
Yeah.
doing. I know how much I can
Yeah.
take.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, my husband was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And it took him. It took him.
Yeah.
Did
Well, I was telling Pam too. My cousin Marcia, she had three girls and a boy. I had the 3 boys and a girl. She had the 3 girls and a boy. And her oldest one, she died in '89. She got shot. But her son, he always had a problem with life and with alcohol. And about a year ago, he had to have surgery where
Doesn't Tom live
it
around?
affected like the esophagus.
yeah.
So eating in that was a problem,
So when you get on
obviously. So was
79,
alcohol, because
the
a
first
couple weeks
exit
ago,
is exit
she took some
121.
groceries over
I
to
think
his
it's called
apartment
78
and
or
went to
something.
wake him up.
And
And
he just lives a couple miles
he's
off
gone.
of that
Oh
exit.
wow.
so,
And when you
Can't
combine it
go
with
see
smoking,
him,
it's
so
even worse.
yeah.
They go
Oh,
to
yeah.
every
See, I
weekend
have a
with his
pacemaker.
girlfriend.
Oh, we didn't get married. I thought.
So I've had that for a couple of
they're
years now.
engaged, but she
So that
knows all
regulates
her
my
benefits.
heart.
She got a lot of.
I didn't even
benefits
know I had a
and
heart
stuff,
problem.
I, I thought she was going to say I didn't even know I had a heart.
Oh yeah.
How did you two meet?
She actually started talking to my brother Philip's wife Tammy
Oh,
Well,
and
it was on
recognized
Facebook.
recognized the
one
last name.
Not even a friend, just somebody mutual that she had said something, and Tammy responded to it. And when I saw the name, I texted her, and I said, "Well, that was my maiden name." And then she contacted.
And that's when I
Pam.
called you and said, Uncle Pete never had
Yeah.
any kids.
Only one.
And then you were like, he had a 5-year-old.
those people there, those were your dad's grandparents. I
She
guess,
is on the family tree.
and his
Is she?
brother.
Mm-hmm.
You could take pictures of that with your phone if you want to.
Yeah, if you don't know who they are, just show them to me and I'll tell you who they are.
You need to write the names on the back.
My one daughter's into genealogy. The whole family.
Yeah, you've talked to Debbie. Lauren.
Yeah, she does most of the genealogy stuff. But there is a woman in. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm looking at the Wentland one. There's a woman in Lancaster that did my dad's side of the family, and it's like that thick.
Really?
And then Debbie did just my dad in this area.
Yeah, he was born in this area and he never left.
Really? He must have loved it.
Well, I'll tell you, best place to raise kids.
Oh, I remember our visits to your house. I remember the potty situation.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was, oh, I hated it when I first came here.
Yeah.
I wanted to go home so bad.
Where did you meet?
Hmm?
Where did you meet?
Junior Greenwald married my sister Florence, and they were cousins.
Oh, they were cousins.
So sisters married cousins.
And then they rented a house
So that's
off
how
my
you,
grandmother.
that's how you met him. Through Aunt Florence's husband.
I didn't like him when I first saw him.
Those are usually the ones that last forever.
Uh-uh.
Is that my dad
Oh, let's see.
right there? Cause
Yes,
Debbie,
go
yeah.
ahead.
yeah, she sent me that picture.
Grandma's
That's my
hiding
dad.
his,
There she is. But Debbie thought her name was Lori. Debbie thought your name was Lori, but
Oh.
you are on the family
I could
tree.
snapshot these. I'm gonna
Mother's
send
name
this
was
to my
Marianne.
son. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
send
his
it
son
to
that
him.
looks like that.
Was your mother's name Marianne?
Yeah, you're on the family tree as Lori.
Huh?
You're on the family tree as Lori.
I think I can change
Oh, I
it.
saw that.
Oh, I can't
Whatever,
change that.
whatever
I have to
Deb
change
sent
it.
me,
How
I
did that
saw that.
happen?
Yeah. What was it, Lori?
Probably-
Laurie or something like that? Yeah.
They probably wanted to make it shorter.
They couldn't say Lorraine.
It's a lot of typing.
I worked at the barber center and some of them putting it with Bowain. Bowain.
Yeah, our family's the second generation in the United States. Because my
Well,
parents
you-
were
you
born
guys
in,
are.
over here.
Johnny actually belongs under Peter. So it was me, Johnny, Peter, Michael, Philip, and Eddie. We're just mixed up. Yeah, that's all of us. Oh, Christina's daughter just had a baby. They saw that.
Well, like I said, I have a scrapbook that I did for myself,
Oh, wow.
and now she
Well,
sent me some of the pictures. I can do
Cindy.
it from her dad's side.
Yeah.
Came she was here about a year
And
ago.
how old
Deb
are you, if I'm not being
and
nosy?
Mom had like a barbecue.
How old are you?
72.
You're 72.
Yep.
Then your
Deb were invited
let's
to
see.
that,
Patty is
and
13 years older than me.
Because Cindy said, well,
And I'm 90.
So she's
So like,
because of my Christian beliefs.
90.
And at first,
She's
so I confronted
70
Tom, and I said,
or
well,
83.
Well,
No,
She's
13 years.
Yeah,
She's
13
70
years.
some.
she's in her 60s.
I think you'd be comfortable.
So she was born
with
after I
drinking,
was.
And I said, that should be my decision.
Could be.
And I said,
I don't
"Well, lots
know.
of friends."
All I know is I practically raised her.
And
Yeah,
I said, if it gets
It's not like you're a
uncomfortable, I'll
recovering
just-
alcoholic.
I know.
You're 90,
And,
Yeah.
and
he
she's
said,
13
well,
years younger.
Then he said, well,
So she's
what if we
77.
smoked a little
77.
dope? And I
So
said,
she
well,
was
then
5 when
probably
I was
would've
born.
thought, because as a teacher,
And there she
Yeah, you
is,
can't be
Yeah.
right.
raising her
I can't
great
be around
grandchild,
that, but,
Jake
that would
Mary.
be my, again,
Betty.
my decision.
She wanted to come home so bad,
Yeah.
So I didn't talk to
and
him.
because we're the only two left in
And
the
then,
family,
then his girlfriend said it was just an oversight.
and she couldn't because she couldn't leave the baby.
How is that an oversight?
Yeah, that was.
When you're
When
inviting the whole
Shame.
family.
You've got all your brothers and 2 of your sisters. How is that an oversight?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, some of
so
them
I
are
get
good.
upset too.
and then, like
It's gotta be
and-
hard being strapped with a little
And
one.
then his
Huh?
It's gotta be
daughter
hard being
was
strapped with a
posting-
little one.
Oh, sure it is, yeah.
his daughter
Yeah.
Nicole. I don't know if you saw. Well, you probably don't have access to Nicole.
Yeah, is she
So
raising her
Nicole
by
decided
herself?
She was gay.
Mm-hmm.
So she posted.
My mother's sister, my Aunt May, used to always say, well, that's a Mazekas baby. It's like, there's no ugly Mazekas babies.
No, definitely not. And definitely no ugly
Just
Mazekas
share.
men, that's for sure.
They sent me a picture. My granddaughter was just here with my oldest son and his wife, and the plane ride home, the second plane was a little plane, so she got to go inside and see the cockpit.
Well, how long was Johnny and your mother married?
Huh?
Pete?
So how's Peter
talking
enjoying
about
his
it.
grandchild?
Peter.
Was it a granddaughter?
They gave her wings.
Oh my
Well, I
goodness,
was
look at
5
that
when
face.
he left.
Look at that
That's a
face.
Mazika. Nice.
That
And I
face.
think
She Pete's doing
Because
good.
we went to his
Do you
wedding.
see his
Get a
kids on
big wedding.
Facebook?
I haven't.
yeah.
I think maybe I
Maybe you'll be able to, if I can
saw
find the
when
wedding
she
picture,
was
maybe you can
He
tell me who
said
the one
he-
guy in the
he
back
didn't
is.
realize-
If I
Well,
have
see,
it.
I didn't
He
know
said
her
this
family.
year was his best
No,
birthday
I don't, I
ever
think
because
this
his
was from your
grandson
family, if I
is all over
recall.
him. He
Oh.
he walks in the house and he sees Annie.
Anyway,
and he
that
walks
would
right
be
by her,
your
and he wants to
great,
grandpa.
great niece.
He calls
And
him.
that's
She was
Elena.
just born in
Elena.
Yeah.
July,
Oh,
Jan.
Elena has 2 now,
June
June.
21st.
but
Yeah,
he'll send me a picture every once in a while.
but I had their wedding picture on here, I believe.
Lost touch of the life legacy.
That's his little boy, well, his grandson. He's like, the best thing was when he says, "Hey,
So
Papa."
then,
Yeah.
okay.
Braden calls Randy Paka.
Oh,
'Cause
really?
He couldn't say Papa, he couldn't say Grandpa, so he always called him Paka.
That's cute.
He still does. He's 18 and still calls him Paka.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's crazy the twists and turns that
Are
life
you
deals
guys
with.
hungry?
No, we're good.
No?
We're okay. You hungry, Lorraine?
Good.
I just had a brownie.
Because we could
I
go
don't
to
know.
the restaurant.
Yeah, they have a little
If
snack
that's
bar.
gonna
up there.
come up real
Oh, do they?
clear.
Yeah.
Or if you can see it real good. But I know that's Irene, and that's my grandma, but do you have any idea who that guy in the back is? Because,
No,
no. I'm just,
that's my dad behind.
okay, alright,
My
that's what I
mother.
kinda thought, yeah. That's, I couldn't figure it out, I could, my grandma, my grandpa's there. Okay, so that was your dad, your mom and dad.
Looks like a tiny little kid.
Yeah, she does.
Well, she was only 4 foot something anyhow. Disappeared.
And who's this man over here?
Well, and she sent everybody CDs, but they won't open up.
Yeah.
I think,
So
I'm
I
not
don't know
sure,
what
but I
happened.
think
I,
it was
I
my
still have
grandma's
most of mine from
father.
most of mine from
Father?
when she
I think so. I'm not sure, because that's my grandpa and
one
that's my
time when we
grandma.
were together.
Yeah, because I brought them to your house. I don't know if I downloaded them on your computer.
Yeah, so
or
that's,
whether you got them
that's
off
my
of
grandpa
Facebook or
and the
whatever,
grandma.
but
No, I got
raised
them.
me.
from
Oh,
that
well,
you
CD.
downloaded
That
them.
would be my dad's
Okay, and then
parents.
all of a
And
sudden,
then them, so
that CD
That's the only thing I
stopped
can think
working,
of is
and
maybe
it says
because
it
he was-
can't open it
he
with
was
any of the
still-
programs.
he was still living when I was born.
Oh,
So that
But then I don't
is-
understand why her mother
Oh, yeah,
wasn't
I
in
have
the
those
picture,
pictures.
You have
because
that
she was still
picture?
living too.
Because Debbie didn't even have
Oh.
that picture. And I said, I got it off of Ancestry.com.
Yeah, I had 2 people on here I didn't know. Well, actually,
She looks a little. She looks
you looking at that same
Mom
picture?
said she was
The wedding picture?
Yeah.
Yes,
Irene?
yes.
I don't know who that was.
That's my grandma.
Oh,
that's your grandma.
That's my grandpa.
Okay, that's your grandpa.
Oh, that's-
Okay. And then I didn't know who this was.
Yeah,
So that's
the only thing I can think of is that it was,
maybe it's a pastor.
Elizabeth Mazika's
he
Except he
was,
has a bow tie on.
yeah, really.
He's
I mean, I don't,
or
I
he's
just had a,
better.
He's a party crasher.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why, if that's her father, why her mother wasn't there, because she was there too.
This one.
You know, I don't know. And of course, there's nobody left to tell me. But
Yeah, yeah.
So that's your grandmother?
Yeah, my grandma and grandpa that raised me, yeah.
But you could look in your family tree to find out.
You know,
Oh, yeah,
I did
heard
that
about book, too. I
ancestry,
never saw it.
and I kept wanting to find out about the Muzikas side of the family, and that is specifically what I put in there. They kept kicking me back to my mother's side. Kinzora. They kept kicking me back, so I gave up. And then my daughter-in-law, she did it for a while, and she said, did you know that your dad was in the Navy? I said, yeah, I got pictures, from when he was in the Navy. But they wouldn't tell me anything.
So what was your grandma's
But
name
she
and your
wrote about
grandpa's
the
name?
whole
My grandma's name was
how
Anna,
this woman started the whole bootleg.
and it was her
industry
maiden name was
and
O-L-E-S.
the songs ended up in jail.
No.
What did I-
O
What
L E
did
W.
I see? I saw
S-K-I.
something about that book.
And this was
And then his
the
was
article
Frank Francis
about them being arrested for that. Her
Um,
husband Peter.
Kenzora, K-E-N-D-Z-I-O.
West 17th
R.A.
Street.
Okay.
My daughter took the Woodland family and
Banky
put
Man.
them way back
Yeah.
into the
Debbie didn't
1800s.
have
I think it's
I'll have to send that to you.
wonderful if you have the patience. I don't have the patience.
Oh,
I'm gonna say the
well,
book
Debbie
name
knows.
is
Oh,
Yeah.
she does.
What he was about.
I did have a
Where do I
picture
send
here of.
You can either send it to my text or you can send it to
Oh,
me.
there it
yeah,
is.
I can.
So I must have been about 3 in that picture. But that's the picture when I showed it to the guy at work. He said, "Oh my God, it's like looking at, you know, there's no denying he was your dad."
Wow. Oh,
Is that your cat?
Yes, it sounds like I have a baby in there.
You know, my mom said when Pete was born, his ears were so big.
Yeah.
She used to scotch tape them back.
And I always said I had his ears. They don't stick out, but they're big.
She was ashamed of them.
That's funny.
But you know, when she married him, she said, "I never saw so much money in all my life because they had a speakeasy in the basement."
Who did?
My grandmother.
Oh yeah.
They made bathtub gin. They were jailed a few times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oops, they left.
Okay.
And then
The only trouble with cell phones, they're too sensitive.
Did you have
that's
the-
her death certificate.
Do you want that? Grandma's?
Great grandma.
Oh, sure. Who has grandma's death certificate?
I got that off
Check
of
your mother.
Ancestry, so I don't know. But she does
I
have
did.
a copy.
Oh, somebody
Great.
scratched her eye out because she do her glasses, didn't she?
I don't think she ever wore glasses.
No.
I never saw her wear glasses. I think she.
So how long have you been
I
here?
think because
Cindy?
it's an old
I
picture.
came
you know
at
how
the
there's
end
creases
of
in it?
March.
Oh,
I wanted to
that's
be
what
here. Her
happened.
birthday was April 4th, and I wanted to be here for that.
Oh, nice.
I can't get over because every picture he
This is the
takes
death
with you, he
certificate.
looks so proud.
So it would be-
Well, like I said, you know, he.
Just one of those things.
Yeah, yeah.
That he thought his sister-in-law was better than his wife. I don't know.
It's kind of like the same thing, I would think. Same family.
Like a baby.
She's got her dogs in there.
Oh, how many dogs did she have? 2?
Two
little
dogs and 2 cats or 3 cats.
I mean, they did make a cute couple.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
You know, my mother, she always went for the darker skin guys.
Oh, really?
And she wanted so much to be dark like he was. And they always said that if you laid out in the sun and if you put vinegar, that it would help get you darker. She did that one time, and she laid out there so long she ended up with sun poisoning.
Oh,
Yeah, just because she
I
wanted
would
to be
think
dark.
mixing that
And
with the
believe it or
vinegar,
not,
yeah.
Do you
You
want
know,
to see
after
this picture?
they
Linda?
separated.
What is
After
that?
they separated,
Mom and Dad.
that's the way she
It's
went.
her mom and
You
dad.
know, I have
Oh,
a brother
they
that's
don't
interracial.
mention
That's
it all.
the way she went.
Oh. Yeah,
Do you
they're
have a
like,
copy of that?
wow. He was handsome.
Wasn't he handsome? That's why I'm so pretty.
Is this my dad?
Yes.
No, I do not.
Take a picture of that one then.
Okay.
If we had a copier, I'd copy it.
Yeah.
But there's no copier.
They have a copier.
It hasn't been used in years. The ink's probably
It's not that it
dry.
hasn't been used in years. I used it every year
Every year up to what year?
till I retired
Yeah.
a couple years ago.
So the ink would be totally dried in it now.
I don't
No,
think it's
'cause I
been
had
used,
put
used
new ink
since
in it.
David was here.
And ink
David probably.
is so expensive now. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it is. It's ridiculous. You might as well
You
buy
can
a
buy a new-
machine.
Yeah, you can buy a new printer cheaper than you
Whose
can buy
death
the.
certificate is that?
That's Peter's.
Yeah, I have written down stuff from what Joanne showed me. You know what I mean? But she kept everything.
Whose is that? Pete's.
Yeah, it's Pete's.
Oh, I never saw his birth certificate.
No, that's his death certificate.
Oh, his death certificate.
Yeah.
How old was he when he passed away?
42, was it?
Wait, this isn't my dad's.
Oh, it isn't?
No, this was signed in 42.
Let me see.
Oh, that's her dad.
Okay, that would be.
So that would
oh,
be my
okay.
grandfather.
Okay.
My grandfather.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever she gave me, I just kind of wrote
Yeah,
it all
you
down.
look at the dates.
You know, yeah.
Too many Pete's in this family.
Mhm.
So what did he die of? Cirrhosis of the liver?
Says
Yeah.
pulmonary something.
And cirrhosis of the liver. But she also has the death certificate of her grandfather, Peter. And it says on there he came over from Austria, Hungary in 1919. Or
That was
the-
signed, the death certificate, in 1942.
Okay.
Would that be it then?
No,
Because I saw
it's,
Austria on there.
Well, there
I
should
thought
be
I
a
did.
previous one. Maybe that is your grandfather, Mom.
What?
Maybe that's your grandfather, not your father.
Yeah, it is, because they were both Peters.
Yeah. So does that say?
And we were all named after. Started off with my mother's side,
Mm-hmm.
and then my dad's side. We were all named, but none of us have middle names.
No.
Mm-mm.
Maybe
But-
they didn't, because my husband's
No.
father didn't either. It's the same, like his is Larry F., but his dad's was just Larry. There was no middle initial. So you can't
Oh,
call
and
them
this-
Junior or
yeah,
anything,
that's
so
her
they're not
grandfather.
exactly the same.
Oh.
And
And
her
with the
grandmother
Kinzora
signed
part
it
there, you might see some that is
METICUS,
K-I-N,
not
because my
MIC.
uncle,
And so-
my grandfather's son,
I did a
when he
little
went
bit of
in the Merchant
research on
Marines,
that,
and he came back or whatever,
and
they had put on the
METICUS
paper
is a
K-I-N.
remaining name.
and he just never
But I
changed
also
it.
did
So
the
he just
DNA
stayed
thing.
that
That's like
way.
the Mitch Mazekas thing.
I also
Yeah.
did the DNA
Yeah,
thing,
yeah, they just
Uh-huh.
left it that way, so.
and
So, who was Teresa's?
there's maybe that's the coroner or the doctor or something.
Maiden name?
Oh, that would have been your great or your grandfather's. Oh, wait. So this would have been your great grandfather and his wife, which we don't know the name of. So this guy, which would have been your great grandfather, was born in Austria-Hungary.
Is that your cat?
Yeah.
What kind of cat is it?
And he was
Common
58.
cat. This is Tori.
When he died.
She's 19 years old.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Wow. And you fly him back and forth?
No, I drove. That's my van out there.
Oh. You drove from Texas. How long did it take you?
I took my time.
Oh.
I went camping along the way.
Several days.
Elizabeth Mazekas
That's
was
my grandmother.
your
I
grandmother.
wanted to do
She was
the,
58 years old at the
The
time.
Blue Ridge Parkway.
Oh.
And I found out I couldn't
Your
because it's too steep, too
grandfather's
many
death.
grades.
Oh. Yeah, that would be scary.
That's
Yeah,
just-
I went
By
into
yourself.
North
They
Carolina.
were both
Yeah, I
the
always
same
do.
age, I think.
Okay.
So,
So you always come up for the whole summer?
And then where was
Or just for a
just
visit?
he
started
born?
this. So I
Wait,
came
what's
up
his
last
name?
year for three
Oh.
months.
Your grandfather. Oh,
When she
there.
got out of
Yeah.
rehab, I came
so
up.
he was
And then,
born
I don't do
in
winters. I can't do
Austria-Hungary.
winters.
Yeah.
And
So
I said
his
to Linda, I'm
father's
sure it's gotta
name
be
was
freezing
Gabriel
in the winter.
Mazekas.
Mhm.
And he was born in Austria.
Yeah, I can't.
So there was a time in history when Austria and Hungary combined and formed into one state.
She's
And
nice.
then since then they have been separated again.
Oh,
She was
nice.
also born in
So-
Austria.
Do they go outside?
And then this
Yeah.
is your grandmother's signature.
She probably wouldn't be this old if
And
she was
it's
this
I
age.
had two cats and they go
METICUS,
outside.
Yeah,
not
One
METC,
recently passed away, but
yeah.
yeah, once they taste that, you can't get enough.
And then that's where your grandfather lived.
And he's born in, or buried in,
What's her name?
Elmhurst.
Yes,
That's
Ethel.
in Erie.
yes,
That's cute.
yes.
I like that.
But she had a sister, and they look like twins, so it's Lucy and Ethel.
Oh, how cute!
Yeah, they kind of
Yeah.
resemble
Wow,
too.
how funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really is something.
Huh. Wow, same eyes.
Yeah.
That's almost freaky.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Did you
the other
see
one
it?
that I snapped of the little baby.
Who is that?
This is my grandson Matt.
Oh yeah.
And George,
Visual, I like.
Who's George?
Aunt Betty's son.
Oh, oh.
George
wow.
and George Ann were
Okay.
the twins.
And
Wow.
George Ann had the book. Remember who wrote the book? Debbie was all about this book.
I don't know.
Was it Aunt Betty that wrote the book, or was it?
I think Aunt Betty had the book, but she wouldn't let us read it because there was something bad in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some stuff she wasn't proud of.
Yeah. And
So what? That's history.
I know she said there
I
was
like you're
some
gonna dig
mean
'em
stuff
up and-
about your mother in there.
Well, I'm not surprised.
I didn't care.
That's I know. I was there when you guys were talking about the book, and you said that I don't care what's in there. And then Georgianne, she was supposed to give Debbie a copy of the book,
Oh,
and then she
never
died.
did. She died.
hmm
She
So
could
who
have been
knows?
very old.
No, she was only in her 50s when she died. That Georgianne, 50s, maybe early 60s.
Early 60s, I think, yeah. They just found her dead in her apartment.
Oh,
They lived in one of those apartment houses in Erie.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember they lived. Mary and Tony lived in the projects, and we used to go there on Sundays. Big Sunday out. And we would take all of, we'd take a handful
See,
of their
my
potato
grandmother
chips
Had
and go
money.
to the local
Had what?
store and put
Money.
in the
Oh yeah.
machines.
Yeah, she was a rich bitch.
Do
Do you wanna, is the restaurant still open?
It's just 2:15.
What time do they close on Sunday? That is a Sunday.
I don't think they closed till 6.
Okay. Are you hungry? You wanna
Well,
go?
I know they're hungry.
How do you know that? We can go check it out.
See if the one up the road's open.
I don't think it's open on Sundays, is it?
Oh, I only told 2 on Sunday.
She had to go to the eye doctor yesterday,
Who? Cindy.
Cindy. And, she stopped at the Pizza Pub.
Oh.
I was there last.
So you don't live here then?
You haven't been there for a
Oh,
long time, have you?
Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, I came up to.
This is what I do in my summers.
Oh, nice.
I embroidered all of my
So were
Converse.
you here when
They're nice
Deb
shoes
came
to
back?
wear when I'm teaching.
Yeah.
They're comfortable.
You know, she
We were
has
gonna
over
come,
100
but she
pair
had
of shoes.
company, you know,
Really?
family and-
Mm-hmm. No, we figured, it's a
I
holiday.
had
weekend.
200 and I got rid
We
of about
figured.
50 and now I've
My
gained
mother
about
was a big
10.
one for shoes too.
Oh,
She
I
used
just-
to wear them, but she loved to buy them.
Well, my friend Dixie, who's quite wealthy, she's also a teacher at the school I teach at.
Mm-hmm.
She asked me to go thrifting with her a couple years ago, and I said, "Oh no!" I said I had 4 older sisters. The last thing I want is used
Hand-me-downs.
clothes and more hand-me-downs. So she said, "Well, just go with me. You don't have to buy anything." And I said, "Okay." Oh my goodness, I came home with 5 bags of clothes, and I haven't bought anything brand new. Well, I shouldn't say anything because I bought a couple things, but I mostly just thrift. everything I have on today is thrifted. Even these shoes are thrifted. Everything but my underwear. I was telling
Well,
you
I
this.
didn't have any sisters, but I still don't like thrifty stuff.
Oh, I love going thrift shopping.
Do you ever
My
do that?
My daughter keeps wanting us to go dumpster diving.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Now I think I would like to do that too. I
Do you ever
always
go
said
to
I
the
would
thrift
never.
stores?
I have gone.
Well, actually,
yeah.
that table that's outside, I got
I
from a
have a
dumpster.
friend
Did you?
that where there was
That
a
green
furniture
table?
store, Value City
Somebody threw it
Furniture,
away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
and she used to do that
Oh, that's
dumpster diving.
cute. Yeah.
And she
There was
got
nothing wrong
a
with
brand
it.
new
People
leather
here
pouch.
throw away
She
all
still
kinds
has
of
it.
stuff.
It was
Do that,
brand new
yeah.
from the back there. Then she took her
They're
son
probably
one
doing
time with her
taking
to a
them.
thrift store, and there was a TV, and I guess they paid like $5 for it.
Yeah.
He says, "Mom, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work."
Right.
Well, it didn't work, but he called the company, and it still had a warranty.
Oh.
So they took care of all of it.
Oh,
He got
wow. I
brand new
wouldn't have
TV.
thought of that.
Well, my friend Dixie dresses in 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Okay.
So she thrifts all of her clothes. And like I said, they're quite wealthy. Her husband was a top management of a chemical company, and she's been a school teacher longer than me. And they own their house. They inherited their house. So I said, Dixie, I don't know, but now we go thrifting at least 2 or 3 times a month.
You're addicted.
Sunday's 99-cent day. So yeah.
Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, Sunday and Monday. Now in some areas, like Butler, it's only on Sundays.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
but there's a Salvation Army in Butler, and they have 99-cent deals every day. But yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
We're gonna take your car.
Yeah, we can take mine. Yeah.
And I'll just walk up.
Why?
Because it's right up here.
I know, but we're gonna.
That way
get there
everybody can
before
go
you,
in
we'll
Linda's
eat
car.
before you, and we'll leave
Y'all can go.
before you.
Y'all can go in Linda's car, and I'll walk up.
You can sit on my lap.
You wouldn't want me to sit on your lap.
I think I could handle it.
Then you'll know how much I really weigh. No, not gonna happen.
Grab my. I could just follow you up there.
You know what, Cindy?
What?
I'm stuck in this chair.
Oh well, we'll bring you something. What can you say?
Well, I always wanted a sister. I used to beg. Please,
Really?
Mom, bring a pink baby home. She'd bring a blue one. Like, not another blue baby. But,
Your mom was a sweetheart, though. I really liked her.
yeah, that was a hard one to lose. That was rough.
And I'm glad she at least had one daughter.
Yeah.
All those boys.
Oh my gosh.
Is it your little room?
Yeah.
This
nice.
is my room.
That would be at my house too. I would take the little room. He gets claustrophobic, so he needs the bigger room, you know. But I would take a little.
Well, when I got this house, this was supposed to be an officer's child's room or
Okay.
something. So I had to put the fireplace in, and then I had those doors put in, or they were in. But we had to take this door out to put this chair in.
Oh no.
So it's out in the shed.
That's a nice big chair.
I love the clock.
But when,
Yeah, the sounds.
yeah, my ex-daughter-in-law gets that.
Yeah.
She does. She says no time soon.
All right.
That's what she said. No time soon.
That's cute.
Oh, this is the one that's going to die at 86?
No,
No,
it's
that was my daughter.
It's ex-daughter-in-law. My
Who said
ex-sister-in-law.
they're gonna die at 86?
My sister. One of the twins.
Oh.
Barb.
I have, in my mom's old photo album, I have a picture of their graduation pictures.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Mom had random pictures of everybody.
Uh-huh.
I'll have to pull it out and look. I'll take pictures and send them to you. I don't remember her. You don't
So,
know?
was too
okay,
young.
tell me
I
what
was
happened to
too young.
Kathy.
What do you mean?
Why she doesn't come to see you anymore.
Oh, she never came to see me.
Oh, didn't she?
Mm-mm. I bumped into her when I came to your birthday.
Oh.
Yeah. She.
Oh. I'm gonna take my one shoe off.
Holy cow! Take your foot off with it.
Like ever since after Dad passed away, then she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for the way that I treated you kids. I wasn't nice to you guys." And she would be like, "Let's go to dinner. Let's do this. Let's do that." And I said, "Kathy, it's over with. It's water under the bridge."
Yeah.
You know. She wasn't the reason they got divorced. I never held anything against her, but she's close to my age. And she was never proud that he had 6 kids and left him. So she never wanted to acknowledge us. Yeah.
Well, her mother wasn't a nice lady.
She
either.
still isn't.
Oh,
she's
she
still
still isn't. She hasn't changed.
I've seen her at things. I mean, Kathy will invite me to things. Christina will invite sometimes. But my dad never had anything good to say about Christina.
Uh-huh.
Like when he came to visit me after my mom died, he wanted to know what happened to my mom, who was with her when she died, all these questions about Mom. And he told me that Christina is very uppity,
Yes.
that she doesn't do anything without an invitation, and everybody has to have a thank you. And
See,
it's-
him and Kelly were like this.
Yeah. And Kelly didn't want to meet us. She didn't want to meet me.
Really?
Yeah, she just didn't want to. And then one time accidentally, when I was over there, Kelly came, and Kelly and I get along great. We just, we're busy with our own, we don't see each other. But yeah, I feel much closer to Kelly than Christine. But
Yeah.
yeah, Kathy reached out a couple times, and she'll even now say, "Let's go to dinner," but yeah, we were never friends. I used to, because I wanted a sister. So after Dad had Stacy with Deanie, I met Stacy, and then once he got married to Kathy, I would send, after Christina was born, I would send her cards, birthday cards. More recording on this. It's okay.
See, my mother and Kathy never hit it off.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
No. She,
I mean, she's always been nice to me. It's just in the very beginning, which I probably would feel the same way, if I married.
well, I
a
think
guy.
Kathy resented the fact that my mother was closer to Dawn.
Mhm.
Well, they lived together.
Yeah.
And it's her daughter.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I like her. She's a nice person. I get along with her. But we just growing up, never.
Did she have cancer?
Yeah. I just said that to Linda. She doesn't know what kind, but I saw it on Facebook that she had cancer. But I don't know what kind.
We just assumed, because the way she was acting and
Then she lost all her hair and it came
and
back
how
white.
she came across and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But she
Yeah.
must have got a good guy in her second husband.
Oh, yeah. She met him where she worked.
Oh, okay.
She told me she met
Oh,
him
I
at...
thought she met him in church.
No, I think she met him at the Toyota dealer. His name's Ray. He's very nice. He came to your surprise party. He's nice. They have a cute little house. I went to her house once for a party.
Gosh, that was 10 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
She did take good care of Uncle Johnny, though, didn't she? After
Yeah, I thought
before
she
he
did.
passed, she took care of him, did everything for him, I thought. Okay.
Oh, see, you would know more than we do. So,
Well, I can edit it out. So.
I mean, yeah, she did take good care of him. My dad said he was afraid of dying.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
When he
I felt so bad because he wanted to come and live with me,
Aw.
and I didn't have the room.
Oh, he wanted out of that nursing home bad.
Oh, he was in
I was in the trailer then, so.
Yeah, he wanted.
This is your dad?
He
Yeah.
was, he was, yeah.
He was very alert, so he knew everything that was going on in
Yeah.
that nursing home.
Well, what did he pass away from?
Well, you know, he was on a ventilator. What was it that he had? Emphysema, I thought.
That's possible.
From
Yeah.
smoking.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had to.
See, I'm glad I quit smoking when I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was my favorite uncle.
Oh
He would come and we'd run down to Graham's and get a rhubarb, wouldn't we? He'd sit there and eat it.
Yeah.
my God, that must be where I get it, because I
Oh, he loved
just
the
pull a
rhubarb.
piece of rhubarb and eat it.
We'd run down.
Do you like rhubarb?
I love it. Yeah.
It's so sour.
My grandmother used to have it at her house. He lived actually with my grandmother for a while. My mom's mother. He lived there for quite a while. But yeah, he was.
What did you think when I brought all my kids to your house?
I was so
God,
little. I
I
was
remember
probably
that.
excited. New kids to play with that weren't boys.
Oh man.
Oh, I didn't know what was going on back
Yeah.
then.
My husband had a horrible temper.
I'll tell you, I can only remember, like, how are you going to leave him with all those kids? Bring him to our house.
She did.
But then when I came back, it was just like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, my dad was always a lot of fun. He was definitely the fun dad.
Yeah, one time, I lived in a trailer, and he came and stayed with me, and there was a dead bird behind the trailer. And he said, "Betty, come look at this." He never said a word, and then finally it ended up that he killed the bird.
Oh no!
Yes, he did. He was such a jokester.
Yeah, he was. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, he came to see me after Mom died, and he's like, "What happened?" And then he said to me, I'm afraid of dying." I said, "Why?" And he goes, "I just am." He goes, "I'm afraid that they're going to put me in that coffin, put me in the ground, and I'm still going to be alive. And nobody's
I
going to
often
get me
think
out."
about that myself, and it does scare you a little. And then I get out of that
Yeah,
and
you have
start
to-
thinking
yeah.
other things.
Yeah, he said that to me, and I was like,
My mother was like that.
I said,
My
when you
mother
get there, you'll
said
get
that.
to see my mom again. So,
Yeah.
like,
You get to see your mom again.
Yeah. You get to see everybody.
I have a girlfriend that wants to be cremated because she doesn't want a bunch of bugs crawling all over her.
My mom's actually in the mausoleum, so she's in a vault.
Yeah. I want to be cremated. I don't.
My dad was cremated. My
I just-
stepdad.
You know, I have a friend who passed away 2 years ago, and the funeral was at Erie, but she was buried in Jamestown, where she was from, and she was buried. And I told her son and her grandson, I said, "I'm not coming to the cemetery." I went to the funeral, she was my best friend, but I said, "I'm not watching her being lowered into the ground." And another friend said, "But it's not her. It's just her." I said, "I don't care."
At
Too
dad's,
final.
at dad's funeral, it was cute. They had pepperoni bread when you walked into the funeral home.
Oh, how
His
funny.
dad loved pepperoni bread.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
Christina
yeah.
had a basket of pepperoni. Well, they all three.
And Willie, too.
Did he?
Oh, yeah, my mom just had to buy him a thing like that of pepperoni
Pepperoni
every
bread.
time she went to the store.
Yeah. It was, my brothers actually went to the funeral. To my dad's funeral.
Wow.
Yep. He came to Johnny's funeral.
Oh.
Kathy and Christine
Yeah.
and my dad.
Patty was there, too.
No, I mean to my brother Johnny's.
Oh, your brother Johnny.
So out of all your siblings, was my dad the first to pass away?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yep. Boy, did I get hick when I went to that funeral.
Why?
My mother.
You took me and Sonny.
You never came to see him when he was alive.
Oh,
I said, Mom, who had the big family?
yeah.
I could travel with my kids all the time.
And you didn't drive?
And he never came to see me.
We never knew him.
Yeah.
Never met him.
So,
I only knew him from when we went to visit
Uh-huh.
Grandma.
And I guess that's why I thought, like you said, when you went to visit, it was in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where my mom and I and him had lived for a while. So I guess that's why I thought he was still there. See, when he left, he said he was going to New York on a business thing. What kind of, I don't know, was he ever in construction? No, because that's what I thought I heard. But,
that's,
you know.
that's manual labor.
so I
He
guess
drew
that's
that
why
pretty face.
when he passed away in PA, I didn't realize, that
So where did he live when he passed away?
Lewisburg,
Oh.
right? I
Yeah,
think
he was
that's-
with
yeah.
Florence.
Oh.
He lived with Florence.
Oh.
And she was mean to them. Well, she was more mean after John passed away. And she was mean to Joanne.
Oh.
She put
You mean
all
after
her
he-
stuff outside.
Oh.
She kicked her out and put all her stuff. That's how mean she was.
Yeah, where do you go from there when you're not prepared for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was mean.
She talked about moving Pete's grave somewhere else.
Why?
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I
Well,
don't think she ever did because
Colette
that'd be
never.
expensive.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Colette never had a good childhood.
Huh?
She was very mean to Colette.
Oh, terribly mean
You know,
to Colette.
I
Why?
always felt bad. I don't know. Katie
Colette?
walked on water. Junior walked on water. Colette.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Daughter of Aunt Florence.
So.
Yeah.
And Amanda came along.
Well, Amanda did give them a lot of.
She did.
Oh,
She did. But I think she was just lost in life at the time too.
Because her mother had passed away.
Well, that's a hard thing to go through.
Yes.
And I don't know how
yes.
Colette treated her. You know, because Colette was treated so poorly. Maybe she treated Amanda the same way. I don't know.
Oh,
That
could
may
be.
have been all she knew.
Yeah.
But Junior would get so mad at her too.
Yeah, he would.
His
Yeah,
mom?
Colette.
Oh,
No, Colette.
So, yeah. She was kind of a rebellious kid, I think.
And I don't even know what Junior passed away from.
Yeah, I don't
Alzheimer's.
know either, do you?
It was pretty much the Alzheimer's took him.
Oh.
Kind of like it did with Mary.
I don't know.
So,
My grandma had Alzheimer's for 10 years. She was in a nursing home. My uncle kept saying, no, they said that she's going to die within a year. No, they said it would get worse within a year. And that's what happened. He died before she did.
Oh.
You know,
Wow.
she was for 10 years. Yeah, she was in a nursing
yeah,
home.
my husband's mother was in for a long time.
Yeah.
But she was a happy person.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I think that helped.
Right.
Yeah.
Because she, and then during COVID, nobody
Yeah.
could see her anymore, so she forgot who everybody was at that
Yeah.
point. But she stayed a happy person. You know, they would have their moments,
Right.
Right.
but for the
See, my
most part-
grandmother, it was just after the initial, putting her in the nursing home, and, you'd go to see her, and, she'd have her coat and her scarf, and I'd say, Grandma, where are you going? Well, I'm going home with you. And I think you better talk to the doctor,
Yeah.
But, and then this was at Pleasant Ridge Manor on the west side. Somehow, she got out of the fire exit door,
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
and
wow.
they found her almost to the street on Westridge Road.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's a
That's-
busy.
Yeah, I don't know
dangerous
how
street.
she did it,
Scary.
But
So many
after that, they moved her to Pleasant Ridge on the east side, and then she just went downhill, and it was like, I mean, when they have Alzheimer's, how do you feed them if they
Yeah.
don't eat? Do they do it?
Eventually, I think they give them.
Because I mean,
feeding
10
tube.
years. 10 years she
Yeah.
was there. She was like a fetal position,
Yeah.
and then pneumonia.
Okay.
But yeah.
I went like that when I had an ulcer burst.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
went to the fetal position. You
Mm,
can't move. You can't, just in pain. You're
Yeah.
screaming.
I did when I went through my cancer treatments. I was like, I'd wake up, I'd take the morphine, I'd go to sleep. I'd wake up, I'd take the morphine, I'd go to sleep.
wow.
Constantly. And then
Yeah.
finally, I was like, if I don't stop doing this, I'm never getting out of bed. I'm just gonna die here.
What kind of cancer did you have?
I had cancer on the base of my tongue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He said it's very curable. It was 5 years ago. That's my voice is different all the time. But yeah, I had 7 weeks of radiation Monday through Friday, and then Friday I would do radiation, and then I would go to chemo. It
Wow.
was terrible.
Oh, that's what my ex-daughter-in-law did, and she suffered through that.
It was horrible. And they offered me a feeding tube, and I was like, nope, not getting a feeding tube. And then they offered me a PICC line where they put it under your skin.
A what?
It's called a PICC line where they put the chemo in.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, nope, because
My husband has that.
Because
And
they
he
leave
still
it
has
in.
He just got a clean bill of health last
Uh-huh.
week when we
Oh,
went.
wow.
And they asked him, you know, do you want to have it taken out or what? And he said, no,
yeah,
it's not bothering
They-
me. He
yeah.
says, leave it there.
they
You know,
say leave it.
because it's like a little surgery that they have to do.
Yeah.
Put it in and to take it out, you know.
I had
And he
it
said,
in
no.
my arm. My kids flushed it every
That's
day.
right with this pacemaker I have. It was just a minor surgery.
Yeah.
My husband had one put in because the doctor said his heart was beating too slow.
Mhm.
So he was the kind that, no, you're not going to do like that to me. No, 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 no. Well, finally, he was going to put a museum up. And finally, he gave in to the doctors,
Oh,
put him on the operating table, and he passed away.
Mm.
Never did wake up to get the thing put in. I don't know that they
Isn't
put
it
it in.
strange?
and
So
how old
sometimes-
was he?
55.
He was too young.
Some people just
They
have
may
that
just my arm.
premonition that, you know, they don't
Yeah.
want it done because they're not going to make it. My aunt had to have her leg amputated because of diabetes. And she told them, she said, if I ever have to have this other one, she says, I'm not going to make it. And sure enough, wheeling her into the operating room, she died.
Wow.
She just gave in,
She already
gave up.
knew. Sure.
Yeah. They just have that, you know.
Well, he went into a coma on the operating table.
Oh,
And they said if he would have come out of it, he'd have been like a vegetable.
Yeah.
So then we had to pull the plug.
mm-hmm. How often does Linda come to visit?
What?
How often does Linda come to visit?
Well, now that school's done, she
Oh.
usually comes every Saturday,
Oh,
but she's busier now than she was when she was
Yeah.
doing school.
And I think because I'm here, she just doesn't come as often.
Hmm.
So that's where that goes.
Yeah.
But you know,
But I
if we
had a
ask her to
girl-
take her anywhere, she'll be right here to do
right.
That girl from the office, when she's not here, she'll come in every evening to see if I'm all right.
Oh, that's
Oh.
nice.
That's nice.
Oh yes, you ought to live like I live. I mean, I don't pay a penny to stay here,
Nice. That's because you worked your tail off.
and he's going to get the house when I die. What do you want to move this thing for? My kids all have their own home.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So it's the same person that's owned it forever?
no,
Oh,
Yeah.
different.
he's had this since 2005.
Oh.
But he worked before that. He worked here.
Oh, and then he bought it. That's
And
cool.
then he bought it when Watts got rid of it. They
Oh, I
sold
didn't
it to
know he
him.
worked here.
That's
So-
nice. Does he live here?
Yeah, this is the farmhouse.
Oh,
There's a
Yeah, there's a big
farmhouse.
red
up there.
farmhouse down here. He lives
Oh.
in there.
on the other side of the barn?
Yeah.
Wow. Let's make a kiln.
But he works like
Is
a
he sing-
dog. He
Is he
works.
single?
No, not this girl.
He does. He has, I think, 9 stents in him.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
He's had one.
Look at her looking at me like, yeah.
He's had
Now
one
you
heart
don't go
attack
through that.
after another. And he's the same age as my youngest son is. They're in their late 50s.
Actually, my husband passed away last year.
Oh, did he?
So, but I didn't live with him anymore, but he passed away. So
Well, I've been divorced
we
since.
still talked every day and texted every day.
I've been divorced since 1990. Let's see, my daughter was born. 89. She was born in 85, and she was 4 when
Oh, okay.
he started sleeping with the secretary.
That's when my husband passed away in 85. And my mother passed away in 87.
Oh.
She lived with me before she passed away.
Oh, Grandma lived with you?
Oh,
She lived with you?
Yeah.
She drive you crazy?
no. Not really. Everybody was saying, you know, how nasty she was and everything. But then I said, my sister Mary, her kids were all home in the summertime because no school. And that's when I worked. I had the winters off, but I had to work in the summertime. So I says to Mary, why don't you take Mom in the summer and your kids could look after her? Because I was coming home from work and I was finding pills on the floor.
Oh, no.
So she said, oh, okay. My mother went with her. She got a new couch. She got a microwave. She got this. She got that. She spent all of Mom's money.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So then the nurse, visiting nurse, came to Mary's house and she said, your mom can't come back here.
Why?
Your house is too filthy.
Oh. Wow.
And she said, you got too much stuff sitting around that you could fall all the time.
Was she a hoarder?
So I got her again. But towards the end, I had to put her in a home.
Mm.
I cried like a baby.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, I hated that. And so she was content.
She liked it there?
Yeah, because the nurses paid a lot of attention to her.
Well, you couldn't really ignore her as a
And they made her a nurse's cap and she'd go around
Funny.
visiting the patients.
Oh, that's cute.
And so she called me one day and she said, Betty, they won't let me call you anymore. And I said, why? So I went over. And didn't I end up in the same facility that she was in? But it was more of a rehabilitation place.
Mm-hmm.
I hated it. I don't know how she stood it.
Oh, boy.
But anyway, I went over and I said, what's this? You won't let my mother call me anymore. Well, a lot of people bring their loved ones in here and forget about them. And I said, she's my mother and she could call me anytime she wants to.
That's
Middle
weird.
of the night or whatever.
You think they would encourage it?
Yeah.
So she said, we're so sorry, but, you know, we get a lot of that and people come back and give us heck for calling, you know, the patients calling them at 3 o'clock in the morning or
Oh, yeah.
whatever.
I worked in a nursing home, and yeah. When you'd see them on the phone, you'd try to distract them.
Mm.
Yeah.
Some of them would be just,
Yeah, at that hour. it's
Yeah.
different, yeah.
like some of
And then
them.
they probably want you to come get them.
There was one guy, I loved him to death, but he was always like, I gotta call my son so he could bust me out of here. And he'd call, and it would ring, 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 and he'd be like, I don't know where he is.
My son Tom worked in a nursing home. And he'd come home and tell us these funny stories about these guys, 2 guys in a room. And the one said that the other guy played his radio too loud, so he'd turn it around so it hit the wall. And the music would come out of the wall. And it was happy that way. And my son said, or my husband said, Tom, don't get too close to those guys because they're going to pass away
Oh, I know.
and you're going to feel so bad.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can't help it.
Yeah.
There's
You
certain
know,
people.
my granddaughter is a CNA, and she said, you know, sometimes they drive you nuts, but
They
they
do.
can also be your favorite.
Some
you know?
people can probably be infectious, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I had this one guy. He would come in. I was HR. Sit at my desk, bang his cane on my desk. Say, "You want me to sing you a song?"
Aw.
And then he would say, "Hey, could you go get me some denture glue?" Or he'd give me money. I'd go grab him what he wanted.
Yeah.
And at Christmas, I'd buy him gifts. I'd say, "You've been wearing that jacket too long." And I'd buy him a new jacket. Get so attached to him.
Yeah.
And they become your family.
They probably
But yeah,
do,
he's like,
yeah.
"Let me play the Indian dance for you." Do, da, da. And I'm like, "Oh my God." And then he'd say, "If that guy offers you candy, don't take it." I'm like, "Okay, you've been here longer than me, you know."
There you go.
They're
My
so
friend
cute.
Lynn was in a home and we went to see her. It was so funny because there was this old man and he kept picking up the remote control. Any remote control he'd see, he'd start talking on it. And he was content. He thought he was on the phone.
Yeah.
He was happy.
He was having a good time.
When I was over there, I was only in for a month,
That's a long time.
and then they yeah, it was a long time. And so they let me come home. But there was one older woman there, and she would sit in her wheelchair. Jesus, I'm ready now. Jesus, please
Oh
come and
my
get me.
gosh, yes.
Please come and get me.
That would
I'm
drive me
ready.
crazy.
Oh, all day long.
Yeah. Every time I would see my dad, he would say, "I don't belong here. I don't belong here." I remember the first time, the way I found out he was at a nursing home was my brother Peter's daughter went with her class to sing. And she said, "There's a guy there named John Mitch." And that's his last name. And so I said, "Well, I'm going to go look and see." So I went there to the nursing home. And I was like, "I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should." I hadn't seen him in years. And then I was like, "I'm just going to do it." So I walked in, and I had my mother's old jacket on. I walked in, and I peeked in. I was like, "It's him. Oh my God, that's my dad."
Wow.
So then I walked in, he was sleeping. I stood at the end of the bed, and I said, "Dad, Dad." And he was like, "Pam." He goes, "Is that you?" I said, "Yeah, it's me." He's like, "You're wearing your mom's coat." I was like, "Oh my gosh."
Oh.
I was goosebumps. I was like,
Oh,
"How
yeah.
did-" I'm like, "Yeah, this is her coat."
Yeah.
She had been dead many years. He's
Wow.
like, "You're wearing your mom's coat."
So how long was he in?
The nursing home?
Oh, you don't know.
Mm-mm. Now, when I found out he was there, it was, I don't know, maybe 6 months before he passed.
Yeah, those things happen.
So
He
you
kept
had no
saying,
clue. You did not know he was there.
"No."
That's not good.
And I would go see him periodically through the years. Like, I
Yeah.
knew where he worked, I
Right.
knew where he lived, and I would stop in and see him. One time, Pete went to see him, and that joke about giving a nickel to each kid, because I don't know which ones are mine. When Peter graduated, he went to where he worked, and he had a notepad in his hand, because he wanted to get Grandma's address. And he worked at AMSCO, and he walked up to Dad, and he said, Dad looked at him, and he said, "I don't know what you're selling, but whatever it is, I'm not interested." And Peter said, "I'm not selling anything. I'm your son, and I wanted my grandmother's address because I'm graduating, and I wanted to send her an invitation." And then my dad was like,
Wow.
he didn't know him.
Yeah.
So then Peter came and told me, and me being the big sister, and that hurt my brother's feelings. I went right to where he worked. I had my little purse
Mhm.
with all my brother's pictures, and I'm like, "This is Johnny, this is Peter, this is Michael, this is Philip, and this is Eddie. If you see them on the street, these are your sons."
Wow.
And he was like, "Oh, thanks for showing me that."
Well, which one of your brothers did you put a prayer cloth on his diaper?
Philip. Yeah. Because he used to have bad dreams and see things all the time.
Oh.
Did it cure him?
He used to, it was really weird because it was Aunt B. He used to have dreams, like he wouldn't sleep forever. He would be awake playing with these things in the sky. And my mom would open the door and he'd stop. But yeah, they put a prayer cloth on his diaper, and actually mom still has some in her drawers. And then it stopped.
I don't know why that stuck in my mind.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
an
it's funny.
unusual thing. Yeah.
It's funny.
Who was this?
Philip, Tammy's husband. Yeah. Yeah, I had crazy brothers. Johnny
We're
looked,
all a little crazy
Johnny,
here, aren't we?
Johnny looked the most like my dad. He had the split between. Remember
Oh.
Oh
when
yeah.
Dad had that split?
Yeah.
Eddie has a little bit of the split, but Johnny was to the point where Dad's grew farther apart. Johnny's was growing far apart too before he died. But Johnny died at 50,
Oh,
so. And then Mikey died at 56.
wow.
So I just have Peter, Philip, and Eddie.
Well, how many kids live with you?
None.
None.
Oh, I live by myself. My kids all live in Oregon, so.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they live in Portland, Oregon.
Do you ever go visit?
Oh my gosh, all the time.
Yeah.
But this summer,
I've never been there. I'd like to go there.
this summer they're coming to me. Next time I go, you can come stay with me.
Yeah, when we first connected, you were visiting them.
Yeah. Yeah, I stay usually.
So when did you connect with Pam?
Oh, like I said, there's a lady on Facebook. Her name is Emma Bonanno or something, Bonano,
Uh-huh.
and she had a post about something.
Uh-huh.
And I saw there was one comment. I just clicked on the comment, and it was Tammy. And so then I text her, and I says, that was my maiden name. And she says, well, that's strange. She says, there aren't many of us around anymore. So then she sent it to Pam.
I think
Oh,
though
okay.
your half brother goes by Mazekas.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yep.
'Cause
And
I-
that would be a Willie, too. So,
Mhm.
because that's
I thought
his
it's-
name, William.
Oh.
Yeah, so all these years I've heard about that Willie. I thought it was Uncle Willie's.
I would think so too.
But
I
then
might
I
have thought
remember
that, too.
Uncle Willie and his wife trying to have a baby. And they broke up because she couldn't get pregnant.
Oh.
I thought he did have a child. He didn't have one? Oh,
Not that I know of. Because even after Mom and Dad broke up, he used to come and visit us kids and my mom. And then he moved away.
He stayed with Aunt Patty for a while. Uncle Willie.
In Texas.
Yeah.
Why
He
did
stayed-
Aunt Patty move to Texas?
because
Of a boy?
that's where her second husband lived.
Um,
Or was from, I think.
oh.
Well, she would have met him there though, so.
Yeah, well, she,
Her first husband was Mike, wasn't it? Was his name Michael? Her first
his
husband?
last name is Devlin. Was his first name. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it because their oldest son was named after him.
Oh, okay.
I
And
think.
then she lost one of her boys.
Yeah. That was Mike.
And then the other one, she doesn't know too much about him.
I thought she had
But
three.
Jimmy, yeah, she
I
has
thought she had
Jimmy.
3 sons.
Yeah, one died, one's still living. And Jimmy. Jimmy's her baby.
Jimmy's the one in Houston, right?
Oh, Jimmy's
And
got
Peggy.
Megu Bucks.
Yeah.
And then she
He
has
was
a
in-
daughter.
He was in the
Yeah, Dawn.
service.
See, when we hung around
Dawn
her,
looks just like her dad.
she had Jimmy. Isn't his name Gallagher?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Drew Gallagher. And probably Andrew. But he goes by Drew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Drew Gallagher. And he would love to have her back right now.
Oh, they broke up?
Oh, they've been divorced for,
Oh.
Yeah, she was married after they divorced.
Ah.
To, I
So-
can't remember his name right now. I think it was Jim, wasn't it?
yeah, Jim
Yeah.
Rogers.
Yeah, Jim Rogers.
Oh, yeah, that's,
Yeah.
her last name is Rogers on it. Why do I remember Gallagher for some reason?
Yeah, that was her.
But he burned up,
So Aunt Patty
or
was
no,
married
he
3 times.
died in a, he always
It was
wanted,
a weird thing.
he always wanted a Porsche or one of those fancy
Sportsy
Yeah.
sports cars, and he got one. and he went into the restaurant to eat, come back out, and he didn't know how to turn, and it was like over 100 degrees outside, and he died in the car.
Oh my gosh.
Him and the little dog. Because he
Wow.
didn't know how
Turn
to
on the air
open the
conditioner.
windows or the doors. When you get in those cars, the doors lock on you. And he didn't know anything about that.
Oh my gosh, that's
He didn't know how to
horrible.
open up anything.
That's a horrible way to go.
That is terrible.
He had to
it's,
suffer.
It's so freaky that he died that way.
Yeah.
You know, it's just weird.
Must have had a heart attack or something.
And here's her granddaughter, and she looks like Aunt Patty. She's got the dimples and stuff like Aunt
Oh
Patty.
yeah. Is that her daughter?
That's her granddaughter.
No, I mean the little girl.
No. Oh, I don't know who the little girl is.
She's pretty. Aunt Patty was always beautiful.
This is, let me find Dawn.
It was weird because I had two Aunt Patties. My mom had a sister Patty, and my dad had a sister Patty.
That's
Really?
Dawn. Dawn looks like her dad, though.
Now, is she the little one in the pictures with Grandma Irene where it says Dawn? Because I have some pictures that Debbie sent.
Where's
and
that?
Oh,
it
maybe
said
I haven't.
Dawn
I
on
don't
some
know
of
those
them.
ones.
Is there a picture of Aunt Pat there?
Of who?
Aunt Pat.
Let's see. It's not a very good picture.
Is it the blonde picture?
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of, yeah. It's just so blurry.
Yeah.
Look, I think she took a selfie.
I have that one because I think, didn't I send that one to you and say,
It was on Facebook, yeah.
we was up, but I don't know if it was the hair or what it was, but I thought we resembled
Yeah.
one another.
Yeah, I think she did a selfie or something. Looks like it.
I know sometimes I send her a message and she answers, sometimes she doesn't.
She changed her phone number too.
Oh, maybe that's why she don't answer anymore.
Yeah, that's the only picture on her page. Unless Dawn has something, I don't know. I'll have to go see.
Do you have Patty's phone number?
Mm-mm.
She's always getting a new phone.
What is
She doesn't know how to work either one of them, but she's always getting a new phone. She's so funny.
How old is Aunt Patty now?
We just figured that out, didn't
How
we?
old is she?
77. I think we figured that out sitting there. She was 77. She was only 5 when I was born.
Oh.
That's
Wow.
weird. Because I'm 72.
That is weird.
She was,
She's
I was,
13 younger than her. That's how we figured she was 77.
yeah, uh-huh.
So she was only 5
13
when I
years
was
older
born.
than me.
Isn't
Wow.
is she the baby?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And my
Yes.
dad doted on her.
Oh, that-
The heck with the rest of us.
Yeah.
Dawn had a picture in here with Aunt Patty. I have to see if I can find it.
Your babies are crying,
I
Cindy.
hear
They're so pitiful.
them. They are. There. She kind of looks like Aunt Patty in that picture.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she does.
Have you rode the bike since Joni brought it over?
No, because it was raining.
Huh?
No, because it's been raining.
Oh.
So what do you ladies do out there? Whatever you
My ex-daughter-in-law go to electric bikes.
Oh.
This one. Is that Dawn?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that's her.
That is, I remember those little
Dawn
pillows.
Gallagher.
Oh, that was Dawn? Oh, okay, yeah.
Let me see.
Oh, yeah, that is Dawn. You look at her. She looks just like her dad. Yeah, I don't have that picture.
Oh, yeah. And there she is again.
Yeah.
Oh.
I always thought Aunt Patty was so pretty.
Oh, I know. She used to babysit us once in a while.
Uh-huh. I can't
When
believe
we were
I
little.
baby upwards.
She was so cute. Her hair was always dark. She was never blonde when I was little. She always had dark hair. And we would have parties, and her and my other Aunt Patty would sing. They'd sing all those oldies but goodies, and I would be like, oh my gosh.
Now here's a picture of Drew.
Well, that's her ex-husband.
See,
Yeah.
Drew left
You don't have a
Patty
picture of her
for-
first husband, do you?
an older woman,
Well,
I'm on
older
Dawn's
than what
page.
Patty was.
well, probably if you were on her.
And now, I think she
Look how
passed away,
pretty
I'm not
she
sure.
was.
Really?
Oh, I know. She was
And now
gorgeous.
he would love to
That's
have Patty
exactly.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patty won't have anything to do with it.
That's exactly what I remember.
Who is that?
That's Aunt Patty. That's exactly the way she was when I was little.
She's always screwing her hair around.
Yeah.
One
Yeah,
time she's a redhead,
I
one
think-
time she's a blonde.
Actually, when she babysat, one day she came over to Mom's and they dyed her hair. Her and Mom. It's like, oh my gosh.
Oh,
So what was Aunt Patty's, Jimmy, what was their last name? I can't remember.
which man?
The first man.
Devlin.
Devlin.
She married two Jims, huh?
I know she brought her two boys over here when she was having Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband had a junkyard where the golf ranges, you know, they used to hit golf balls down this way. And those boys would stand by that window at night. There's Dad's car over there. And I felt so bad.
I wonder where he lives.
Finally came and got them. But they were good kids.
That looks like the guy you just showed me, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Something like him.
Did they use your phone to
That's
take
Jim
pictures
Devlin.
at the restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll send him to you. Well, we probably should head back to Dreary Erie.
Dreary
We
Erie.
should head back to Dreary Erie.
Yeah. Well, my friend Sandy's mom used to hate it when people would say that. Because she liked Erie. You know what I mean? They say Dreary Erie or Mistake on the Lake.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
she would
Mistake
get
on the
so
Lake. I've
mad.
heard those before.
If you go to Wegmans, they sell those T-shirts that say "It's okay to love Erie."
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I always send my kids T-shirts, and I sent Nick a T-shirt when he lived in Nashville. It was an Erie T-shirt. He was out at a bar one night, and the girl said, "I'm from Erie." I'm like, there you are.
Oh, she had pictures in here. I can't find them now.
Yeah, I just wondered what the boys look like. It's like I said, I remember Michael.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even remember Aunt Patty's boys.
Well, you probably
Of course,
would
we
know.
all grew up separate from each other. So.
Yeah.
You should have seen some of the homes Jimmy bought. Gorgeous. Oh, my, they look like Hollywood homes.
He lived in them, or?
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's got two kids. And one's called Ariel, I think. She's a dancer.
Oh.
I found one picture.
Did
That's not, that doesn't even look, well, it looks like her, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I wonder when she decided to go blonde.
A lot of people do when they get up, start getting gray, they just go blonde.
Yeah. I know my cousin on my mom's side, she had dark hair, and then she started dyeing it blonde,
Yeah.
and now it's gray. Like, she said it was too hard dyeing it blonde all the time.
Mm.
First she tried to tell me that the sun in Florida did it, and I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Like, there is absolutely no way.
It's got to be true. Oh my gosh, here we go.
What?
This would be Jimmy, Aunt Patty. Is that Jimmy?
Wow, look at Patty. Little shit, she looks like a movie star. Give me that. Oh, look at her.
And her husband, her first husband.
Yeah, that's
like
Jimmy.
her.
That's
He
her
was
first husband?
No, that's Jimmy, her son.
Her son, okay. Well, she looks so young there.
Her first husband was a short little guy like her.
Oh, really?
Well, Patty always looked younger than she was too.
Oh, yeah, that's Dawn in that.
Oh yeah, that's him. Gosh, he looks like my brothers.
Really?
Yeah. I'll show you my crazy brothers.
She always hated her crooked smile. I thought it was kind of
I know.
unique.
Well, now she's got those implants,
Oh, does she?
but she talks funny.
Really? This is Patty?
Huh?
Patty? Yeah.
So this is my mom. That's my stepdad. This is my mom. That's my brother Johnny,
Uh-huh.
named after Dad.
Oh, he does look like your dad, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Wow.
Can I see the picture
Sure.
of your brother Johnny?
Peter, Michael. He was in a motorcycle accident.
Oh.
Philip and Eddie. So that's all of them.
Oh, God. Looks like my dad.
Yeah, he does.
Wow. Doesn't he?
Look at this picture of my brother Johnny.
Yeah, I think Mom, when
Oh,
when your
wow.
dad passed away, I think Mom took me and my brother to the
Belongs to
funeral.
our
We
family.
were too young to
Yeah,
know
this
what
is
was
all the
going on,
boys.
so-
right.
So
There's
I remember
Peter.
she took us up to
Oh
the
my
casket for us to look.
gosh.
Mikey looks like more
And
like my
everybody
mom's
was crying
family.
around me, and I didn't understand why. I didn't know what was
Oops.
going on.
Right.
And I guess I didn't
There's
really
Philip.
pay attention because when we sat down, I said, can I
And
look
Eddie.
at him again?
I could step in and be their mother.
Yes, you could. Yeah.
But I just didn't
That
understand
is
what
really
was going on.
weird.
Yeah.
It was too young.
Genes run deep.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Like I said, and then they pop up. Like, I don't know, I think.
But that's awesome that you got connected.
Hmm?
Awesome that you got connected.
Yeah. Well, you know, I worked with a girl at the Barber Center,
Yeah,
Gertrude
that's-
Barber Center.
My granddaughter.
Oh, isn't she cute?
And
One of them.
I don't know how, her name was, yeah, okay, whatever, that doesn't matter. But she had mentioned, or I saw on her Facebook, and I thought it was Natalie, but I don't think it was. But the last name was Mazika, so whoever this person was, you know, I texted her, and I told her that was my maiden name, you know, and but she never responded. But it wasn't Natalie, because then after we went to the picnic at your house, and I found the picture of who I was looking for and sent it to her, she said no, she didn't know her. So apparently that wasn't who I thought she was,
Oh.
but, you know.
But that whole Mitch Mazikas thing, it can get confusing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's
So,
Now who changed it originally
I
from Mazikas to Mitch?
That's my granddaughter.
beautiful.
Who was
Do you
kind of
know,
like
Mom?
the first one to do that?
How did it go from Mazikas to Mitch, Mom?
What?
How did it go from Mazikas
Please enter
to
your
Mitch?
password, then press pound.
Oh, shut up. What'd you say?
Why was my dad's name Mitch?
Mitch? You know what I think happened? I never heard the story.
I heard a
But
story.
we're Mazikas, and Mitch.
Yeah. What story did you hear?
They owed so many bills around that they would change their name every once in a while.
You're talking about my dad owed so many bills?
My dad.
Oh. Well, the story I was told was that when my dad was born, your dad was intoxicated and he didn't write out Mazikas, he just wrote Mitch.
You what? Say that
He
again.
didn't write Mazikas on the birth certificate, he wrote Mitch.
Mitch.
He was drunk.
So then, when my dad was going through the divorce and child support and they were looking for him, he realized that he had, on his birth certificate, it said Mitch instead of Mazikas. And they offered him which name did he want to go with. And he went with
Really?
Mitch.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I heard.
well, I think Patty's name on her birth certificate is Mitch.
Is it?
I think so. I'm trying to find her number. I can't find it.
So it's
Uncle Pete, Aunt Florence, then you. Or-
Yeah, I was the
Third.
third one.
And then who? Aunt,
And
Aunt
Willie.
Mary or Uncle Willie? Willie, and then Mary.
Yeah.
And then Aunt Patty.
No,
Who else?
you're missing somebody. I don't know.
Wait a minute. Florence.
Okay,
Oh, Pete.
Pete's
Florence.
the oldest. Then there's Florence. Then there's me. Then there's Willie. Then there's Mary. Then there's Pat. I think I had a brother in there somewhere
Johnny,
that passed
wasn't it
away.
Johnny?
You missed Pete.
No.
Oh,
Pete
you
was
missed
first.
No, he was number one.
You missed my dad.
Yeah,
Johnny.
okay.
Okay.
So where was he after you?
Johnny was, no, Willie was after me.
Oh, so Dad was before you.
And then there was, Mary and Johnny, I think, were close.
Oh.
Yeah. And poor little Patty was all by herself.
Yeah, because you were so young. She kept in touch with everybody, though.
Yeah.
She was really sad when Mary passed away.
Aw. How could you drive by yourself?
I get that.
Do you?
Yeah. I drive all over the country by myself for years and years showing dogs.
You have 3
My
voice messages.
I drove from
So
Texas, dear.
that's Willie.
Several
That's who you
times.
were talking about.
Oh,
That's
don't know
my
why.
half brother. Same
Oh,
mother,
okay.
different father.
Huh.
I thought he had a different name for some reason.
Yeah. No, and what's funny is that, you know, like anybody that I would first meet, or
Mom,
even
did
my
you see
own
this?
kids, even my own kids would say, well, then your dad was black. No, my dad was not black. His dad was.
Here's a picture of
That's my mother's son. My other son. I was like
Okay.
13 or
Oh.
14 when he was born.
Oh,
Is
really?
that your half brother?
Yeah.
I was like I said, I was like 13 or 14.
You get
when he
along?
was born. When my mother was alive and they would come for holidays and stuff
Delete
like that.
that.
But,
Delete that question.
yeah.
Delete the
Edit that
question.
out of there.
I mean, you know, there was no reason why we shouldn't get along except that in the end, my mother and I were estranged. So he was
Oh.
bitter about that. When he called to tell me that she had passed away, he didn't say it over the phone. It was a message, and he said, Lorraine, I need you to call me right away. You know, really kind of nasty, you know, and of course, I by that I already knew. But, you know, he in and out of jail for drugs. And,
Oh, okay.
I know. I used to have to look people up because I was the head of HR, and I saw his name on the PA docket for writing bad checks.
Oh, yeah. Writing bad checks,
And I'm
drugs,
like,
you know. But again, that's my mother's fault because she spoiled him terribly. I mean, he had to have everything, and it was the best of everything. If he wanted a, you know, earring or whatever, it had to be a diamond earring. You know, it was the best of everything. She
Yeah.
spoiled him. So, of course, you know, he was doing drugs and selling drugs and that to make
Oh.
money. He never worked. I don't remember him working a day in his life.
Wow.
And now he lost a leg to diabetes, half, you know, above the knee or below
Oh,
the
no.
knee. So
Oh,
he was
God
in a
takes care of you in mysterious ways.
What? Oh yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah, he does.
I believe that.
He got paid back.
Yeah. He went to the doctor and he must have had a sore or something on his leg or something, and the doctor didn't follow through with it and didn't take care of it, so he ended up having it, you know.
So now he's probably on disability.
And I wouldn't have known
That
that.
happens quite often with diabetics.
Yeah, yeah.
They
And
get
I
a
wouldn't have
sore
known,
and
he is
they'll take care of
diabetic. I wouldn't have known that if it wasn't for my son, Jason. How did he find out? Or maybe it was my grandson that worked at the nursing home that told us, you know, that he was in there. And then it was my son Jason that went to see him, you know. But yeah, it was my grandson that told us about it. You know.
Yeah, diabetics have to be so careful.
Are your feet cold, Aunt Betty?
Hmm?
Are your feet cold?
I'm looking for Patty.
I know you're in that trance in the phone. I said, are your feet cold?
No.
Oh, okay. It's your socks are.
Oh, she wears those because they got the
Oh, the
rubbery
grip
bottoms.
or-
Yeah.
So, because that floor, It's like an ice
I
cream
fell
drink.
so many times.
Oh
It's
no.
funny. The last time I fell coming out of the bathroom, and I fell on my back,
Oh no.
and my head hit the floor so hard.
Yeah, I was
I got
sitting
up
on
and-
that couch at the time and I heard it.
See,
I
now
was
my
like, oh
friend
God.
fell backwards because of those. She
Oh.
stuck, you know, and she
Yeah.
fell backwards
Oh.
and hit her
I
head
think
on
she
the
had
stove.
a pair of slippers that were like that, so she doesn't wear the slippers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather go barefoot, but I don't like it.
Yeah, I go barefoot all the
Well, my floor is really slippy if you go barefoot,
Mhm.
or even in socks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've slid across the floor a few times.
time. Dancing.
And then, no, just because the floor's so slick.
So one
And then one
time
girl
I
would come
fell,
here and she'd slide across the floor on purpose.
and the nurse says, or doctor says, "What happened?" And I said, "I think I ate a hot dog, and it."
Came back on.
And my sugar, I have a problem with salt. I'm not allowed to have a lot of salt. So now whenever I call her and say I fell, "Oh, did you eat another hot dog?"
Again.
Yeah, we have a split
And
level.
when are you leaving?
Okay, so
Probably November.
our house is split level. Maybe I told you this story, but so you got to go up the steps or down the steps, you know. And my husband was in the bathroom upstairs and in the hallway, and I was in the living room between like the chair and there's a table, but it was over more, okay. And I got up from the chair and I turned too fast, and I fell backwards. But how I fell was into that slot, and my arms are up like this, and I'm going, "Help! I need help!" And I could see him. He couldn't see me.
Yeah.
And he comes running out of the bathroom. He's looking all over the place. "Where are you? Where are you?" He's looking down the stairs. "Where are you?" "I'm right over here." I couldn't move. Once he moved the chair, I was okay.
Yeah.
But between the chair and that, I couldn't get my arms down.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my goodness.
And I didn't
I
get hurt.
fell.
You know?
I fell. I had another lift chair.
Uh-huh.
This is a regular chair, but I fell over this way, so I was right where Cindy sitting. My oldest son was staying with me at the time because he worked in Knox and he lived too far away to go back home. So he said, "Mom, where are you?" I said, "I'm right here."
I'm on the floor.
He come past me and stepped on this little finger.
Oh no!
And he said, "Oh my God, Mom, I heard the crunch."
Oh,
Aw.
And he felt so bad. But that finger's just fine.
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, we have such
Piano
crazy
fingers.
Yeah,
things
really.
that happen to us.
Yep.
Mm.
But I love every minute of it.
Mm-hmm.
No, you didn't. Nobody
Yeah.
loves having their fingers stomped on.
There wasn't times you tried to run him over with a car or anything. My aunt did that once. She's like, I tried to run your
Thank
cousin's
God I
daughter
never
over with a
wrecked my car.
No.
I never wrecked my, but I had 2 rear ends.
You rear-ended or they did?
They did. They
Okay.
rear-ended me. Coming out of Clarion, coming home from work.
So that's your blue van?
Mhm.
That's what you drive across?
My
Yeah,
last,
I
my
got a good
last
setup for camping.
accident,
Oh, nice.
the woman hit me. It totaled my car, but it was my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm coming. I'm at a light, right? And I don't know if you know where the West Erie Plaza is, you know. And we were at Claudine's consignment. And I didn't want to go up that hill, you know, on the side there by the light. So I thought, and I don't want to come out into the traffic. So I'm going to go right through this little plaza and wait for the light. That's going to take you right over to the West Erie Plaza. West Erie? Yeah. We just wanted to see what was there, the, you know, new buildings and that. So we stopped for the light. And when the light turned green, I went. And the next thing I know, my friend is going like this, and the woman hit me. But she told the cop that she didn't see me and that I came up from behind her and crossed in front of her.
Wow.
And I said, but look at how she hit. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, she hit my front door and the side.
Yeah.
What happened was she was coming out of the plaza, or where it says left turn, yield on green. She didn't do it, but she told the cops she did, number one. Number two, this was Mill Creek, and she was from Mill Creek.
Oh.
And number three, I don't think she had insurance.
Oh.
So, and what made me think about it yesterday, I don't know, but I'm thinking, he told me that she wasn't going to press charges. I had a big knot on my head, you know.
Wow,
I should have
wow.
said no, but I am,
Yeah.
because she hit me. Because
Yeah.
he said to me, "What light were you going by?" And I said, "Well, that one," because I was going into the plaza. He said I should have said this one. Why? I wasn't going that way. He says, "You said the wrong light." I said, "No, I didn't." I even met him back at the accident. You know, I
Showed
said
him.
I was going by that light because I was going there. No, I should have said this light. So they twisted everything all around.
Oh, they were
And the
trying to make
insurance
you
company-
confess to something wrong.
Yeah, and the insurance company, when they called me and told me that, I said, "Wait a minute, it's all wrong."
Yeah.
Well, we have to go by what the police say. I said, "Even if it's
Oh.
wrong?" She said, "Yeah, whatever they say."
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, so if you ever run into a Michael Inman, stay away from him. That was the cop.
My friend from grade school, her son's a cop, so I just call him in Mill Creek.
Yeah, if it had happened, if I was smart, hindsight, and had gone from the store this way and went to that light, that would have been eerie.
Oh,
That would have been eerie if anything
oh
happened.
I see.
But it was just on the other side of the
Pittsburgh.
line, and
Of Pittsburgh. Yeah.
oh, he's the best traffic or accident cop we have. And I tried to fight it with him.
Sometimes you
but
just can't fight them.
no. Even
No.
my chiropractor is friends with the sergeant out there, and he called him, and told him it didn't do any good.
Yeah.
And I try not to think about it, but when
They
I
stick
just think
together.
it
Oh,
was
it
so
ranges
unfair.
you. Yeah.
It was
yeah.
so unfair. If I was in the wrong, I would have admitted I was in the wrong. But how did if I'm here and you're here and you go to turn, how does somebody hit you that hard?
Yeah.
If you're at a
Yeah.
stoplight, how does somebody hit you that hard? I mean, she totaled my car.
See, a girlfriend of mine, her husband just passed away here about a month ago. And he had been doctored for a stomach problem.
Oh.
And he had an obstructed bowel. So they were going to operate, but they couldn't do it right then. We'll wait till. Well, they got him in. He died on the operating table.
It's
And there
terrible.
was nothing she could do about it because the lawyer she got said these doctors all stick together.
Yep, they do.
They do. Yeah.
That's when my
And
mother
when
died,
they got
my
me in
dad
the
died.
ambulance, because nothing was handled right. I mean, I understand they couldn't get in my door because she had, done that, but they could have got in the back door. And because I had this big old knotted, and my friend, she was okay, But they go over to her, they get in the back seat, they're putting a collar on her, they're doing all this stuff, and I'm just sitting there waiting, Finally, when they did get me out, I had a hard time walking to the ambulance, I mean, I was dizzy. So the guy, the EMT or whatever you want to call him, said, something about the day. And I said, well, it was 2 years to the day that her husband had passed away. So we were out just to keep her busy, And he said, oh, what'd you do? And I said, we went to Olive Garden, and he said, did you have a drink?
Oh.
Yeah, coffee. I don't drink.
Yeah.
But they just tried to.
They were trying to manipulate the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. But none of it was handled right. None of it at all.
Wow.
Wow.
That's pretty bad. But
So
yeah,
now when I'm in
it's
Mill
like you
Creek,
can't
I'm real
fight City
careful.
Hall. It's like
Yeah.
the old
Yeah.
you can't fight City
Yeah.
Hall.
Oh, and then the same cop, Michael Inman. Because Peach Street, you know him? Because Peach Street, that's considered Mill Creek. My granddaughter was coming out of Lecom. And you know how you can go in that middle aisle, just to get out,
Yeah,
and be
sure.
there. She did that, and she was going to go over to where she should be, where she wanted to be. And this girl was coming up behind her, so she stopped. She waited until this girl went past. No, the girl was on her phone. And she
Hit her.
must have overcompensated, and she ran right into a brick building. She didn't get hurt. Apparently, this girl was like 17 or 18, and this was like her 5th or 6th accident, you know. But he blamed Taylor. He blamed my daughter, my granddaughter. She said, "Look, I didn't have anything to do with it." She said, "I came back to see if she was okay."
Yeah.
Oh no, she was part of the blame.
Oh,
Inman,
wow.
remember that name?
What about the traffic lights and things? They don't
Yeah,
get anything
this was
on
one of those
camera.
spots where there's, if you come out the one way from Lecom, there's a light, but if you come out the other way, there's no light and you have to wait.
Mhm.
So that's what she was doing, and so when she saw she could get into that one lane, she was okay. But this one coming, of course, probably looked up from her phone and saw that and
Yeah.
overcompensated. So Taylor came back to see if
Yeah.
she was okay, and it was her
That's how
fault.
they got her.
Wow.
Inman.
And the next time she
I
sees
try
an
to avoid
accident,
the cops.
she's just gonna drive off and not even bother going back.
Yeah, that's what she said. I didn't have to come back.
Yeah.
You know, she said, I didn't come back because I didn't do anything, but she
Right.
did.
It's ridiculous.
And I think he was just a young pup trying to make a name for himself. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, he's probably up there. He probably gathers a lot of money for the county or for the city.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Do
by
you
giving
girls
them
have
tickets
jobs?
and stuff. Huh?
You don't have a job.
Not anymore.
You're retired.
Mm-hmm.
You're too young to retire. I just retired a few years ago. My boss retired me.
I kind of got suckered into it because I had that cancer and I was going through my treatments, and then COVID hit, and my kids were like, "You can't go to a nursing home. Your immune system is bad, and you're gonna get COVID." So then I worked from home for a while, and then they were like, "Well, we're not gonna let you go home. Work from home. We're gonna lay you off." So I got laid off. Collect unemployment, and then by
But
then,
you could.
by then I was like, do I want to go back? So no.
Did you get your
Mhm.
disability?
I get Social Security. I'm 65.
Oh, you are.
I'm old.
You're damn good for 65.
Yeah, I'm 65.
The jeans.
Yeah.
Must be the jeans. The Mizzika's jeans.
Yeah, they go on
Or
forever.
the Mitch jeans.
Yeah. Pick your poison.
Yeah, really.
All right, well, we're going to head back to Erie.
Okay.
But maybe
Well,
we'll
I'm so
be
glad
back
y'all
before
came.
you leave.
Did,
So
did you,
glad.
Cindy,
Where's Aunt
did
Patty?
you get their phone numbers?
You
No.
have mine?
Yeah, I did. I'll give them to you.
Did you
Because I
get,
sent them the
I
pictures.
can stand up.
No,
Maybe next time we'll bring the great niece.
Oh, we'll have to do this more
The one
often.
that
Yes.
was born.
Well, now that you know
wow.
I'm retired, so
You're retired.
yeah.
We'll have her come and stay with us and run us around the
There you go.
Maybe the next time we'll bring the great niece.
Wow.
And forever.
I know.
It was
Oh,
so
that was
nice.
so good meeting you. Love you.
Dogs are gonna have to wait then.
We'll see you again.
Okay.
I'm so glad you came back.
I'm,
We'll be back.
like I
before
said,
you
after 72 years, you know, to find a family that was there, you just didn't know.
Yeah, all those years lost. But you know what? Those were the crazy years anyhow.
Bye-bye.
Okay, y'all be careful going
Bye
back.
bye.